A very good evening, all of you. Hey, Akhil. Waiting, eagerly waiting. Gaurav. ज़ैट डिसीजन मेकिंग मैनेजमेंट के अराउंड ही होता है कि सोशल टॉपिक्स पर भी अभी देखो सब मालूम पड़ जाएगा. लास्ट सेशन एक्साइटेड फॉर दिस वन. आई थिंक मैनेजमेंट एंड प्रोफेशनल पर्सपेक्टिव होता है. ओके Kirish. Hi Abhishek. So everyone is here. What do you see on screen? See something really cool, huh? Isn't this cool? Just like grad school. Don't know whether I made a bad joke or what, but yeah. Now I think it's totally visible. Yeah, looks good. So these are few sessions for which even I wait. Obviously, quant. Basically, I don't say that I'm just a quant trainer or an LRDI trainer or a VRC trainer. I basically train in all the aspects. All of you know that. But somehow I keep waiting for such sessions which have got some kind of not just mathematics. हमेशा वही हम फॉर्मूले और वो सब नहीं करेंगे, कुछ अलग ही मस्त चीजें करेंगे, right? Hey, Samriddhi, Abhishek, Akhil Satyavati, Durgesh, good evening. Varun, given math today, 250. Okay, so never done BDM before. Okay, so I hope you are all excited about this, right? And so am I. So, okay, let's go ahead. Akhil, can you see that face? Oh yeah, you can. I'll be live. All right. So first of all, let's understand what essentially decision making is and how it is important for XAT 2026. All right. Good evening, Sharmani. I hope everyone is here. I'll just put the message in the WhatsApp group that I am live now. That is strange. There's a cohort of like 50 plus people, and I can see only few live. I don't know what's the matter over here. Strange. But then, okay, whatever it is, I'll just put that I'm live now and we'll start. Okay. You know what? There's a make or break section. This one. Because first of all, we have not done it ever, right? Second thing is, this has got a lot of weightage, you know. It has like 21 to 22 questions. That is the problem. So I have just sent live now everywhere. Okay. So strategy and leadership, as you see, that 2026 decision making, mastering the art of ethical and business choices. Okay, Siddharth. Hello, Ankit. So here we go. Section overview. First of all, let's understand the section overview and the kind of presentation that I have made today. It's gonna blow your mind. Somehow I feel that um, yes, Akhil. Gradskool about quality, not all quantity. Yes, that's the spirit, Akhil. So as you see here, this PPT is gonna blow your mind seriously because really, I'll tell you what, I really worked a lot, hard on it. Really hard on it. And let me just hide all those things which are not required. I think this is a better, yeah. How is the screen now? Looks good. I hope it looks really good now. Hmm. Arithro, no, because that's a marathon. So as I told you, marathons will be held on YT. But at the very same time, the recording of it will be available on the app. Okay, for your future reference. Okay, now, okay, why it matters? Why it matters? Decision making is the defining section of that. All right, defining section. What do they mean? It tests your ability. It tests your ability to think like a future CXO. What is CXO? You understand CXO? So X is like, you can fill it with E, that becomes CEO. Fill it with F, becomes Chief Financial Officer, CFO. Fill it with M, becomes Chief Marketing Officer. So basically, decision making And if you saw the thumbnail, it was like a decision, make a decision you never repent, isn't it? So that is the tagline of today's session. And this is very important for all this because in future you all will be becoming leaders, managers. Okay. So that is the thing. Weightage 21, 22 questions, crucial for cutoffs. Nature, situational and case-based. Key success factor is eliminating bias and stakeholder balance. Bias and stakeholder balance. What is bias? Who are stakeholders? We'll discuss all of it, right? Nature is situational or case-based. We'll understand each and everything because the way they will be asking you, it will be kind of a set. We'll solve a lot of examples today, and you'll be able to understand that what essentially it means, the nature of the set, situation-based, case-based, and how to actually go for the correct sequence. That is section overview. Next, types of decision sets. There are multiple types. Akhil, that's really such a nice comment. Decision making under stress is the most important skill set in a future manager. Yes, that's right. First, ethical dilemmas. Then we have business decisions. Then we have HR and personal. So I can, kind of um, classify it into like 6 to 7 different categories, but majorly this is this only. When we say ethical dilemmas, situations involving moral conflicts. You don't know what has to be done, right? Because firing people. I hope that a lot of you, at least 50% of you are working professionals, already graduates. So you and those who are not might be looking at the business news on LinkedIn and everywhere. I'll tell you one thing. If you're someone who consumes Instagram and Facebook like a pie, then you are in the wrong direction. The thing for you right now, you should walk the talk. People who are not working professionals, they should also spend more time on things like LinkedIn and business news portals. That is very important. For fun, you can go to Instagram, but that is just only for fun. But I've seen, and that is the main reason why all the MBA aspirants, they do not they are not in the sync. They're not in the feeling of doing an MBA, becoming a manager. So they are like, okay, maths कर लूंगा, logical reasoning कर लूंगा, मैं English verbal ability कर लूंगा और मेरा हो जाएगा. So that is the thing which a lot of people miss. So essentially, a manager is someone who knows something about everything, and that is why I'm saying that you should be focused totally, and whatever happened in CAT, it happened. But for that, I need a proper kind of energy. Okay, coming to the next type, that is business decisions. Here we focus on profitability, strategy, market entry, and operations, right? Requires a pragmatic approach balanced with long-term sustainability. When I say pragmatic, that means a practical approach, an approach which is not emotion-driven, an approach that is um, um, uh, logic-driven, reasoning derived. All those approaches are basically pragmatic approaches. HR and personal, conflict resolution, hiring, firing, and team dynamics. Answers must follow natural justice, and fair organizational policy. Natural justice. Oh, what does that even mean? Natural justice. So you know what? We will make this session a highly interactive one because this is what is required. This is what was missing. So now, if I ask you simply that what do they mean by natural justice? Any example comes to your mind? Anyone? Natural justice. See, justice. People say justice delayed is justice denied. You have heard that? Because delay of justice is like, going against its natural flow. So you cannot delay justice. That is one of the examples. I'm just trying to make you think in the right way. Akhil says, Insta is for noobs, legends play in LinkedIn. Really believe the section should be part of all the management exams. Exactly, Akhil. That's what I also believe. So a justice that follows naturally. When you say naturally, that means it automatically encompasses the elements of empathy, sympathy, logic, and something that is not forced. Something that is not forced. Natural justice. So basically, कर्म. सुना है? कर्म की सजा मिल जाएगी. Exactly, अंकित. जो तुम कर रहे हो, सब यहीं भुगत के जाना है. All that stuff, and people say that in our Hindi language. Basically, they're trying to discuss that only. Here I am, if you can see me, and you know what? I'm totally looking swollen like a zombie because I've worked really hard, on, that. I don't know how to say it. So I think I'm looking fine. Okay. Hey. So, and fair organizational policy. So coming to the next is the 3-point check. 3-point check. So basically, whenever we'll be having any set any set, how do we understand that which is the most natural, plausible option? Okay, for that, the 3 points that should be checked. Okay, and we'll do it. We'll check these 3 points in all the questions that are going to follow soon. First is stakeholder analysis. Now you understand what stakeholders are. Um, so before choosing an option, list everyone affected. Everyone. First is the protagonist. That might be you or the manager. So sometimes it happens that set ask, okay, you are a manager and you have to, kind of take a decision. That is you. And sometimes manage in third person. So essentially, protagonist of the entire story is someone who has the control, who has to take the decisions. That is a protagonist. Arithra says justice aligned with the organizational policies, BCG, business conduct guidelines. Yes, Arithra, very good. Harshav, that was long back. Okay. Second is the organization. So first comes protagonist, then is the organization, which will be long-term health. Health doesn't mean the physical health. कि किसी को बुखार ना हो जाए, no. Long-term health, when I say health, health is not just physical. Health is also organizational, philosophical, operations-based, HR-based, all that stuff. The employees, here comes the morale and the rights. Okay. So we have to look at the morals and the rights of employees as well while choosing the correct option. Then it's the public or the environment, external impact. So there's something which you might be feeling, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? That makes sense. And I possibly know that. That is what you might be feeling, right? Um, uh, but at the same time, these things are something which don't require rocket science. But when it comes to actually taking a decision, you go bonkers. And that is the reason people cannot decide what has to be done in their lives because even it looks like a decision is a normal thing. It's not mathematics, it's not science, it's not economics, it's not graphs. हर किसी को डिसीजन लेना आता है कब सोना है कब खाना है कब पीना है क्या करना है सबको पता है ना but still why all of us make wrong decision in our lives, all of us, all you are watching me, everyone, makes wrong decisions. You know why? Because taking a decision is also a scientific choice. It's also scientific, it's also technical, and that is what management is all about. So management, you might be seeing that management is an art. A lot of entrepreneurs who are not MBAs, obviously, it's an art, yeah, but at the very same time, it's a science as well. There's certain proven things, proven technicalities which drive a manager towards betterment. When I say betterment, betterment of his goals, organization's goals, the goals of his subordinates, his superiors, everybody. So also, if you don't know, XLRI has got two programs. One is BM, Business Management, other is HR. And probably, if you know or not, XLRI has the best HR program in entire Asia, not just India. Okay, so people who want to go into HR is the best college, but otherwise, even if you're not interested in HR, then BM is also there. Then external impact. So there is always an external impact, which normally you don't actually judge. You don't know if you go outside, someone will come and kill you, right? मुझे याद है अभिषेक उपमन्यु द स्टैंड अप कॉमेडियन ही सेज कि भाई तुम क्यों घर से बाहर निकले, तुम गला लेके बाहर निकलोगे तो क्रिमिनल तो काट ही देगा ना. That was a joke, which he cracked. But then that is the external impact. You don't really know what's going to happen, right? You can control your decisions, probably. That's also very difficult. To control your own thoughts and decisions is a difficult task. And let's say you kind of, master that art. You master that art of controlling your thoughts and actions and decisions. You can't control others, right? So external impact, it's not just a few people. It can be a huge organization. It can be a competitors as well. The competitors, the business competitors. It can be stock market. It can be losses. It can be going out of season. It can be natural calamity. It can be COVID, which happened, tsunami. All those things we never think. We never think कभी सोचा था किसी ने कि यार मैं बिजनेस करूंगा और कल को सुनामी आ जाएगी, बिजनेस डूब जाएगा? नोबडी थिंक्स दैट। पीपल थिंक मैं बिजनेस करता हूँ, लोन लूंगा या खुद के पैसे लगाऊंगा, मार्केट से लूंगा या दोस्तों से लूंगा। कोई ये नहीं सोचता कि यार कल को सुनामी आएगा तो क्या करूंगा। नोबडी थिंक्स दैट। यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? अंकित जमशेदपुर से है, साथ दर्शन करता हूँ, घुस जाओगे इस बार। डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? बिकॉज तुम्हारे कुछ दोस्त लोग होंगे या तुम्हारे कोई बड़े भाई होंगे, मैंने शुरू किया था, पहले भी मैं शुरू कर चुका हूँ। सुनामी सुनामी बोल रहा हूँ, क्या था यार वो, कोविड आ गया और मेरे को अपना बंद करना पड़ा। I did not know that this will happen. So all these things, a manager, a person with a visionary manager, a visionary decision maker, are the people who factor in everything, each and everything. Okay. So the rule is correct option rarely harms a vulnerable stakeholder for minor gain. Rule. Look at the rule. The correct option rarely harms a vulnerable stakeholder for minor gain. कि छोटे से फायदे के लिए अगर किसी का हार्म हो रहा है किसी स्टेक होल्डर का, तो ऐसे ऑप्शन के सही होने की संभावना, प्रोबेबिलिटी, प्रायिकता बहुत ही कम है। अंडरस्टूड ऑल ऑफ यू? इज दैट क्लियर? दैट्स क्लियर, राइट? गौरव बहुत सारे हैं, लेकिन जो आई एम मुंबई है, दैट इज ग्रेट, एसपी चैनल आल्सो गुड ना। So that is the 3 point check. First is stakeholder analysis, and I think that you are making notes as well, aren't you? By the way, once this is over, I'll put this video inside our grad school ecosystem for future references. But still, you keep on writing these things. Okay? Akhil, that is just for this session. That's a marathon. Marathon will be on YouTube, rest will be in the ecosystem. Okay. Second is the ethical compass. The ethical compass. Ethics is this greater than profit. That is a modern, I would say, lingo which people are using these days in Instagram, in Reels. This the symbol greater than. I had a really tough time to understand what this essentially means because my mathematical mind is like ethics greater than profit. What do they even mean? So there's something, there's a kind of lingo which I have incorporated in making this slide. So ZDM has a distinct soul. In a conflict between a huge profit and a small ethical breach, ethics wins. Ethics wins. Yeah, true. Where BDM will relate more with my product owner going forward. Yes. Do you understand this? So if there is a huge profit and a small ethical breach, ethics will win always. लोग बोलते हैं ना कि यार देखो, मैं 100 रुपए के लिए तो झूठ नहीं बोलूंगा, 1000 के लिए झूठ नहीं बोलूंगा, लाख के लिए नहीं बोलूंगा। हाँ मतलब घोटाला करें तो कम से कम करें 100-200 करोड़ का, ऐसा सुना है लोगों से मैंने, सुनते हुए बोलते हुए। यू नो व्हाट? बट बट द एथिकल कंपास, इट्स अ चेक पॉइंट. A huge profit and an ethical breach, if that is there, you cannot choose the huge profit. Even if you are somewhere in your mind you are a cynic, that's okay. But if you choose huge profit over ethics, your cynicism will be out in the on the table, right? People will know, and in this case, XLRI will know. Okay. Never choose a bribe or manipulate. Bribe और manipulate नहीं choose करना है, manipulation नहीं करना है. Never ignore a problem hoping it vanishes, right? कि भाई कल को ठीक है, अपने आप ही हो जाएगा ठीक यार, ठीक है, सब ठीक ही हो जाएगा, कोई बात नहीं. So this is something which people think about. People who believe in fate, in destiny, those will think like that. That is something which is for weak people. Okay, strong people do not ignore a problem, and sometimes if they somehow ignore um, the next time, they what do? They learn from their mistakes and do not repeat that mistake. And that is the reason why taking tests and quizzes and mocks is also very important in the entire ecosystem of preparing for any management exams, not just that. So transparency is usually rewarded. Transparency is usually rewarded. Okay, I'll throw exactly. Then elimination techniques. First is extreme options. Avoid words like immediately fire, close down, sue them. Zad prefers middle path, corrective actions first. In fact, that is a no-brainer. If you are a sane-minded person, if you're not a psychopath, you are not a what is Machiavellianist, dark triad, you know that? Dark triad, तीन होती हैं चीजें, मेकियावेलिनिज्म, नार्सिसिज्म एंड साइकोपैथी, ये तीन किसी में नहीं होंगे, उसे पता है कि यार हम ये नहीं कर सकते। कोई नार्सिसिस्ट या कोई ऐसा बंदा ही बोलेगा क्लोज डाउन, फायर देम, ये वो, है ना। सो दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच यू वोंट डू, बिकॉज आई थिंक आई नो most of you and you guys are not like that. So Zad prefers middle path, that's what I've written over here, but in reality everything, the entire nature, the life follows the middle path. Corrective actions first. Short termism: eliminate options that solve the symptom but not the root cause. For example, paying a fine without fixing the leak. ठीक है ना, कि मैं चलो ऐसा है, मैंने देखा है कि रास्ते में गए और आपके पास लाइसेंस, ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस नहीं था, आपने 100 रुपये चलान, मतलब 100 रुपये दे दिए, ब्राइब कर दिया, है ना, कि ठीक है अब तो ठीक है यार। जो लोग यहाँ देख रहे हैं इनमें सबने किया हो, पता है मेरे को, है ना, कि यार ये तो ब्राइब कर दिया मैंने, और उसके बाद तो चलो ठीक है अब काम चल जाएगा। अगर मान लो तुमने ब्राइब नहीं किया, एक्चुअली चालान कटवा लिया, तो वो एक दिन वैलिड होता है, मतलब एक दिन चालान कट गया मेरा, मैं इस हेलमेट ना पहनने का मैं पूरे दिन हेलमेट नहीं पहनूंगा, चालान तो कट ही चुका है ना एक बार। सो that is something that is like, short termism. You pay a fine and don't fix the leak. So how would that, so whenever you have taken a decision, that should always be sustainable in long run. Is that clear? Now, status quo bias: eliminate options that suggest do nothing, wait and watch. When a crisis is active, when say we'll think about crossing the bridge when river comes, ठीक है, अच्छी बात है, वो संतोष वाली बात है, इट्स अ गुड कोट इन ऑल, बट यू नो व्हाट, you have to plan. What if the river comes? Do you have enough resources to build the bridge? Nobody has asked that in history. History says cross the bridge when river comes. I'm saying that you don't know when the river comes. Do you have enough resources to build the bridge? If not, that means you are biased in status quo. हो जाएगा, चल जाएगा. Getting it? Now, so let's be ready for the first set. All of you, I think you are into this zone. Yeah. If you are, just tell me yes, throw some likes, guys. Let's make this, a great, I would say the best marathon ever happened on decision making on YouTube. Let's do that. Okay. Throw some likes and tell me whether you are in the zone now. And tell me who all are present here. Harshib, how many mocks? The number of mocks that you should be taking are already on your app. 6 full-length mocks, 12 sectional tests. This is more than sufficient. Because the mocks they'll be taking, I'll tell you when to take the mocks. Okay? Yeah, Prathamesh. Absolutely. There's certain things that you cannot do, and that is what you'll decide over here. So let us look at this. The first set, the toxic leak, is the set. Very small thing. So there is one set, then one, two, and three questions. So what I'll do here, I'll be giving you exactly 5 minutes for the set as well as the questions. Okay. So I'll wait for um, 30 seconds because the set is small. Today, I have taken the small sets, not the longer ones, but the questions are not very straightforward. They are the way they are. Okay, so 5 minutes. I'll for exactly 45 seconds. You will read the set, and after that, I'll give you 1 minute each for each question. So here we start, and I'm going on mute, and I'm going invisible. बॉम्ब बाय स्नैप का भी करेंगे. अंकित, एब्सोल्युटली ट्रस्ट द प्रोसेस. अभी एक बार खुद करो, फिर मैं समझाऊंगा. उससे मुझे मालूम पड़ जाएगा कि तुम लोग सोच कैसे रहे हो, है ना. अगर मैं पहला कर दूंगा तो यू विल बी बायस्ड. हाँ जस्ट लिखो वहां पे, फिनिश बिल्कुल लिखो। All right, I think you guys already have marked everything. Okay, cool. Anybody wants to see any question again? Because you still have 50 seconds left. I'll just show all the questions once more in case anybody has, something left. 20 seconds for every question. All right. So that's, I think, enough time for everyone. क्षितिज कितना टाइम लेना चाहिए, लगना चाहिए? 5 मिनट्स इज गुड। ठीक है, 5 मिनट्स। क्योंकि क्या होगा ना, वहाँ पे अराउंड 7 to 8 सेट्स आएंगे। तो अगर तुम 5 मिनट अभी एट मैक्स कर रहे हो, आइडली 4 से 5 मिनट इज अ गुड टाइम। बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली यू वोंट बी सॉल्विंग एवरीथिंग, राइट? सो दिस इज द राइट टाइम। ठीक है। हाँ, ये बात जरूर है कि मैंने यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा इसको जो सेट है, ये सारे सेट थोड़ा छोटा था, लेकिन जो क्वेश्चंस थे वो छोटे नहीं थे। ओके। तो अब मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं अगले सेट में 4 मिनट दूंगा। तो बेसिकली मैं तुम्हें, आई एम ट्रेनिंग यू इन सच अ वे दैट आई कीप ऑन रिड्यूसिंग द टाइम। ओके। ऑल राइट Kshitij? So before we discuss this, I would like you to solve one more set, because if I understand your logic, your learning, your thought process behind two sets, that'll be great idea to actually um, starting point. So now it will just be 4 minutes. Okay, guys, 45 seconds. 45 into 3 is 180, not even 4 minutes. 3 minutes sufficient? Oh, Akhil, that's such a sweet thing. 45 seconds to read, 45 seconds each. Three, let me make it four ही कर देते हैं, ठीक है? Okay, four is good. Here we go. Kshitij, don't worry, I'll train you in everything, bro. Some sets are usually smaller also. If you look at the ZPYQs, not all sets are long. There are small sets, there are long sets. I have chosen the small sets for the first session for obvious reasons. Okay, so don't worry about that. I'll train you for each and everything. First question. YOY is year on year. Ankit, year on year. Question number two now. Third, now I'll show every question once more for 15 seconds each. Okay. प्रथमेश ले लेंगे, NMAT भी ले लेंगे, don't worry. I'll surprise you with my timing. Set based on this question in that mark. Okay, sure. So after two sets, I'll be explaining the sets and the questions to you. Okay, I think we are done. All right. So for set one, what were your answers? Tell me something. Um, did you feel that these slides are so beautiful, amazingly beautiful? A dark theme, but not black. It doesn't strain the eyes. White, but it's off-white text. Slight yellow marking, Look at the wow. I'm just loving this. Okay. Now, set one the toxic leak scenario. You are the plant manager. You are the plant manager of what? A chemical factory. An internal audit reveals that waste seepage is slightly above legal limits, contaminating a nearby village stream. Village stream, कोई वहां पे पानी बह रहा होगा, नहर हो सकती है. Fixing it requires shutting down the plant for a month, causing huge losses and potential layoffs. ठीक है. अगर ठीक करना है तो शट डाउन करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन उससे लॉस भी होगा, ले ऑफ भी होंगे. योर सीईओ advises you to manage the data and fix it slowly over a year to save jobs. The local villagers have started complaining about skin rashes. Dilemma is immediate shutdown, that is losses, versus slow fix, that is health risk. All right. Abhishek, I won't use Canva. This is better, man. Okay, now, what is the most appropriate immediate action for you to take? चलो देखते हैं. पहला, follow the CEO's advice to save jobs but distribute free medicine to villagers. Looks good. Okay, we will pass it through all the checkpoints. Resign immediately to protect your personal reputation. Inform the CEO that you cannot manipulate data and present a phase and shutdown plan that minimizes leakage immediately. Secretly leak the report to the media to force the management to act. Deny the villagers' claims until concrete medical proof is established. चलो देखते हैं. पहला, जॉब सेव करना है, बहुत अच्छी बात है. एथिकल चेक पॉइंट, क्लियर, राइट. free medicine to villagers. This is also a great point, but I will put a question mark on that. Why? Because distributing free medicine to villagers is like somehow a slight manipulation, right? Because you don't really know what exactly is causing what kind of skin rashes, what kind of health problems they will be suffering from. Do you know that? Not really. Not really. So it is slight manipulation, don't you think so? So in absence of a better choice, I'll go for A. Is that clear, guys? Yes or no? Understood? Now, resign immediately, protect your personal reputation. This is something which people think, yeah, that is the best choice. I will be a great person. I will have a halo growing across my head. I'll feel like God, divine. You know what you're doing? You are being a coward running from a situation which requires ethics, planning. Most importantly, it requires a lot of planning, and a lot of logic, reasoning, and an attitude, which makes you a proper leader. Getting it? Got it? So this is something running away. ये बहुत सुनने में ये ट्रैप ऑप्शन है. लोगों ने बी मार्क किया हुआ है, मुझे पता है. आई नो इट. Okay, but obviously it's not, I'm not judging you guys. You are just trying to understand things. Okay, so here I am now. This is like running from the problem, right? All of you got it. Coming to the next one. Inform the CEO that you cannot manipulate. Okay, you're not manipulating, and you are being proper. Okay, you are headstrong about it. But when you do that, CEO might turn against you. So CEO needs some kind of proper addressing also. Okay, you are like, okay, I won't manipulate, sir. Sorry. But at the very same time, I can make a phase shutdown plan that minimizes leakage immediately. So I will kind of I will do two things. First, it'll be phase shutdown plan. When it's phased, so obviously the layoffs will not be as great as they were about to be, right? And at the very same time, leakage is minimized. So obviously, with this kind of phase shutdown plan, minimizing the leakages immediately. So obviously, the kind of fear that villagers are going through might be reduced, and slowly and steadily we will sail along. So C looks a better option than A. That is why I'm going to eliminate A. B is already even eliminated. Coming to D, C click the report. ये बहुत आजकल बहुत लोग कर रहे हैं, है ना? मैं इतना परेशान हो चुका हूँ यार. LinkedIn पे people are like they're taking the screenshot of a WhatsApp chat and they're posting it away, posting it on the LinkedIn कि उस लड़के ने मेरे को ऐसा बोल दिया. तो जाके पुलिस पे कंप्लेंट करना है यार. क्यों वहां पे कर रहे हो तुम लोग? क्यों किस बात से सिंपैथी ले रहे हो? आई हैव सीन पीपल फ्रॉम माय फील्ड आल्सो कि मेरे को स्टूडेंट ने देखो इतना अच्छा बोल दिया. ब्रो, you cannot do that, right? That is something you cannot do. There's a personal security thing. Without consent you cannot do that, right? So leaking the report to the media feels very brave. Oh, I am Sunny Deol, सलमान खान हूं मैं, मेरे को फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता, है ना? मैं अदालत चला जाऊंगा, मीडिया में ये कर दूंगा. दिस इज कॉल्ड विसल ब्लोइंग. Okay, and you know what? Whistleblowing, whistleblowing has never been taken in a positive light anywhere in the world. Okay, and this, what will it do? It will basically tarnish your own image also. The next time you won't be hired anywhere. ये बंदा ऐसा है कि ये परेशानियां झेल नहीं पाता, जाके लीक कर देता है कि इसने मेरे को पूरा मैनिपुलेट करने के लिए. So this is obviously not the correct choice. Deny the villagers' claims until concrete medical proof is established. Deny ही कर दिया. That is extreme level of manipulation. He is eliminated. Will go for C. Is that clear? Okay. Next one. The CEO argues that layoffs will starve the workers' families, but it's the worst ethical outcome. How should you counter this? That's a, yeah, obviously. यार हमारे वर्कर हैं, हमारे हमें केयर करना है भाई, ये कैसे करोगे तुम? Okay. So agree that economic health is paramount and continue operations. If you agree that you are kind of, what, you are saving one person to let other person die, that is not the best form of ethics. हालांकि ये बोला गया है एथिक्स में कि सबसे पहले अपने परिवार को बचाओ फिर बाहर समाज को, वो बात है. लेकिन वो भी क्या है कि when there is no choice. So यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं कि there is no choice at all. There is no, ऐसा नहीं है ना. So it's like, okay, I will feel that, okay, okay, my employees are important. Let the villagers go to brink. That is not the correct idea because that is somehow not highly ethical. It might be in some cases, but let's see if we have a better option, right? Agla, argue that the company can pay half wages during the shutdown from reserves, ensuring both health and livelihood. This looks like a better option. ठीक है, हम बता देंगे कि देखिए हम प्लान शट डाउन तो कर ही रहे हैं और हम ऐसा करेंगे कि जो रिजर्व्स हैं हमारे वहां से कर देंगे हाफ पेजेस. सो ऑब्वियसली वी हैव अर्नड अ लॉट थ्रू आवर एम्प्लॉयज, सो मे बी वी कैन जस्ट दे विल आल्सो काइंड ऑफ laying them off is a bad idea, so let's give them half the wages. तो यहाँ बात कर सकते हैं, हम ये बात कर सकते हैं. तो B looks like a good option. Let's see others also. um, Okay, others state that villagers' lives are worth more than workers' jobs. ये तो भाई सोचने की बात ही नहीं है. This is already eliminated. If I am not sure about A, तो C तो वैसे भी eliminate हो गया है ना. कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. D, suggest firing the auditors who found the leak to buy vote. You know what? This is actually done. In the real world, this is done, but it should not be done, obviously. Okay, we'll eliminate that. तुम लोग ऐसा मत करना यार. कल को लीडर्स बन के पता लगा कि हमारी इंटर को भी फायर कर दिया. कि एक काम करते हैं, गरीबी हटानी तो गरीबों को ही हटा दो, है ना? Okay. Propose relocating the village to a safer distance at company cost. This will solve one problem only, the problem of villages, but not the company's problem, right? So यहाँ पे और जो वैसे भी out of context, the question is asking about the workers' families, not about the villagers. So E is already out of context. Even if it looks good, we'll go for B. Is that clear? Good. हाँ अंकित, ये डी वाला बहुत कॉमन होता है. नेक्स्ट वन, विच स्टेक होल्डर इज प्रायोरिटाइज इन द करेक्ट एथिकल डिसीजन? शेयर होल्डर्स, profit protection, employees, job security, the CEO, authority, the community, health and safety, the media, public image. I don't think I need to explain this. It's obviously the community because that is the main thing. The entire set was about health and safety only. In fact, I gave a hint also: immediate shutdown versus slow fix, health risk, losses. So it's all about community, that is health and safety. Clear? All of you got that? Let's go to the next one. The dying product. Look at the beautiful illustration here. Scenario. You are the brand. अच्छा, कितना सही हुआ किसका, कौन बताएगा मेरे को? You are the brand manager for Fizz Pop, a soda brand. Sales have dropped 20% year on year. लास्ट ईयर से 20% कम हो गया भाई, ठीक है. Your team suggests a rebrand targeting children with high sugar content, which is legal but controversial. Legal but controversial because sugar is the enemy, and children can actually digest sugar. And children are fidgety; they keep on moving, doing this, tamasha, mummy, papa karte rehte hain. So they can even. When I was a kid myself, I used to consume sugar like it was air. वो मैं ब्रेड पे लगाई मलाई, उस पे लगाई चीनी, गई एक लेयर पूरी और यूं खा गया और जाके ब्रेड खेल लिया, सब पच गया, कोई दिक्कत नहीं हुई. But then, okay, so it's controversial. Another option is a zero sugar variant, but R&D says it will take 2 years to perfect. Your quarterly targets are critical for your promotion. ये बात भी है ना, कि भाई हमने हमने आपके आपके टारगेट्स भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, right? Just wait for a moment. Wait for a moment. Just a moment. Okay. Just a moment. All right. So here I am. Okay. So here it says, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, so sorry. So targets are also important because you also want to get promoted. तो खुद का भी stake लगा हुआ है. Dilemma. Short-term target hit. That is ethical gray. Ethical gray. When you say gray. So there is dark. There is white. In between grays are also there. People say, there are always shades of gray. Not those 50. Okay. Do not think much. All right. So yeah, ethical gray versus long-term innovation. That is career risk. Cool. ठीक है, let's see the questions. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. So let's. Okay. So first is which decision maximizes long-term brand revenue? All right. Hmm. Have I missed any message? I don't think so. Okay. Long-term brand value. Launch the high sugar drink immediately to meet targets. ठीक है बच्चे जो होगा देखा जाएगा टारगेट करो यार टारगेट मिलेगा प्रॉफिट हो जाएगा तो मेरा प्रमोशन होगा invest in zero sugar R&D and present a revised long-term growth plan to the board. Okay, so here, this is something people, most people will do that because people are, because they're not that kind of hard workers, they're not that ethical, they do not think much. They're like, okay, मेरा काम अपना काम बनता भाड़ में जाए जनता. तो वो वाला भी कॉन्सेप्ट होता है, उसके थ्रू लोग ए मार्क कर सकते हैं, ए चूज कर सकते हैं. But this is basically, it's not ethical because that has, that is legal but controversial. It's controversial. We should not feed that much sugar to the kids. Second is in zero sugar R&D, but this actually is a long process. It's a long process. See, what's said here, it takes 2 years to perfect the entire R&D. Okay, so that's a long process. So what you can do, if you actually want to present that, then you need to present a revised long-term growth plan to the board. Long-term growth plan. तो क्या है कि अगर ये Oh no, I'm on mute. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Now I am here. Am I am I audible? कहाँ से मिस हुआ था? कहाँ से मिस हुआ था? I think some people just called me that I'm on mute. Okay. कहाँ से मिस हुआ था? Can you tell me? Did I make you understand the passage? The set? The set was clear, right? Option third से. Option. Okay, चलो ठीक है. फिर तो ठीक है. Not a problem. I don't know how it happened. Anyways, so option third. I'm saying faking the R&D results, launch zero sugar drink early. This is like, this is something which is manipulation, and also it's unethical at the same time. Cut marketing spend to show artificial growth or profit this year. So this is not just unethical, but it is also foolish, isn't it? The moment you get caught, you'll be fired immediately and you will get no jobs. Okay. Quit the job before the quarterly results are announced. इससे brand value कैसे बढ़ेगी? Okay, we'll go for B. All right. Is that clear? Perfect. Next. Your team is demoralized by the poor sales. What is the best leadership action? Poor sales से demoralize है क्या leadership action होगा? Okay. First is threaten to fire the lowest performers. This is what everybody does these days, and they are like, चलता है, नहीं चलता. Okay. It's not just a ZAT decision making class, it's also a life class. नहीं चलता. Lowest performers को fire कर देना, ये थ्रेटन करना नहीं चलता. चलता क्या है कि लो परफॉर्मर है तो उसकी बात सुनो, उसको समझाओ, और उसके लिए Prathamesh, okay, your question was how will, yeah, it will be, right. See, first of all, you're investing zero sugar R&D. So the moment it is zero sugar, brand value is maintained, right? Because it's a long-term growth plan. So long-term brand value is preserved. All right. That is how it is the best option. It's not the brand value increases, it's a long-term brand value. ओके, सो 2 साल लगेंगे पर ठीक है, लॉन्ग टर्म में वो ब्रांड वैल्यू अच्छी रहेगी, मैक्सिमाइज हो जाएगी, एटलीस्ट मेंटेन तो रहेगी. Because other options are not even, other options would not do that at all, so we'll choose B. Okay, also we look at the best possible choice. All right, Prathamesh, in such cases. Now, so the ideal way is they're low performers. You need to train them, bro. You know, train them to, not to have poor sales. Training is required, not threatening to fire. Anyways, offer huge bonuses for selling the old stock regardless of customer need. Huge bonuses. ठीक है, ये किसको दोगे आप ह्यूज बोनस? एम्प्लॉयज को दे सकते हो, स्टेक होल्डर्स को दे सकते हो, जो बाहर के लोग हैं, इफ यू आर बेसिकली यू आर काइंड ऑफ डूइंग B2B, बिजनेस टू बिजनेस सेल्स, इन दैट आल्सो यू कैन. ये होता है, इनफैक्ट दिल्ली में ऐसा हुआ था कि कुछ लिकर ब्रांड्स ज्यादा ज्यादा पैसा दे रहे थे रिटेलर्स को, सो दे वर not selling, the famous brand. They're selling some brands which people did not even know about. People in Delhi, I hope you know that. ओके, सो ह्यूज बोनसेस, तो इससे क्या होगा कि ठीक है, सेल्स तो बढ़ जाएंगी, पर ओल्ड स्टॉक चला जाएगा तो कस्टमर नीड है ना, वो बेकार हो जाएगी. तो बेसिकली this can in a way moralize the poor sales, that is moralize the team. That is a possibility. तो एक एक्शन तो हो रहा है, लेकिन इसे पूछा गया है कि हमारा काम सिर्फ उनको moralize करना नहीं है, बेस्ट लीडरशिप एक्शन क्या है, द एंटायर लीडरशिप. सो आई विल पुट अ क्वेश्चन मार्क ऑन बी. वी आर नॉट रियली श्योर. Involve the team in the new product innovation process to rebuild ownership. Rebuild ownership. ये वही है जो मैं कह रहा था कि ट्रेनिंग करना चाहिए लोगों का. C looks the best option because C is there. I'll eliminate B. Coming to D, hire an external consultant to replace the team needs. ये तो सीधा फायर कर दिया, ले ऑफ कर दिया. तो ले ऑफ, अभी मैंने सिखाया था शुरुआत में, एक चेक पॉइंट था कि माइनर गेन के लिए आप एथिक्स, और माइनर गेन में आप क्या चूज करोगे? एथिक्स. ओके, सो डी इज नॉट द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. इग्नोर द मॉरल इशू एंड फोकस ओनली ऑन नंबर्स. ऑब्वियसली मॉरल तो इग्नोर, मॉरल बोल दिया तो करना ही नहीं है. विल गो फॉर सी. क्लियर? हाँ गौरव, एब्सोल्युटली. Next, a competitor. A competitor launches smear campaign against his pop's health standards. Smear campaign पता है कि उनको उल्टा सीधा बोलो, उनकी बदनामी करो, all that stuff. How do you react? How do you react? Counter से तुम्हें immediately. तुमने किया, हम भी करेंगे. Launch a counter campaign attacking their product. ठीक है ना, पहले तो हम तुरंत तुम पे केस कर देंगे, हमारी बदनामी करी है, ये करो, है ना, फिर तुम्हें, तो हम भी वही करेंगे तुमने कि हम भी स्मीयर कैंपेन कर देंगे. सी, रिलीज अ ट्रांसपेरेंट white paper on ingredients and invite third party testing. The best way, transparency, honesty. At the very same time, there is no bias. No bias. Why no bias? Because there is third party testing. Okay, this is going to be best choice. Pay influencers to post positive fake reviews. This actually, kind of gives me eyes to my shine, but sad on my lips. That is the new emoji that I've just shined. Okay, I just recalled something. There's a practice which is done almost everywhere. And that's a obviously, that's not the right reaction because it involves loss of ethics. Stay silent and hope it passes. ये कौन सा है? ये है status quo. So I told you, I actually told you, status quo वाला काम नहीं करने का. Not E, will go for C here. Clear? Two sets are done. Now I want you guys to tell me, are you able to understand? Are you liking it? In some cases, your answers were wrong, but now you understand why they were wrong, and now you understand the entire logic how to choose the correct answers. And also, when I started the session, I told different checkpoints, and all those checkpoints you need to, the checkpoints are there, and the who is the stakeholders, all that stuff. I hope you have noted that down, right? This is going to help you, right? Okay. अभी तुम्हारा एक गलत था, 6 on 6 नहीं था, मुझे याद अच्छे से. Okay. Now, coming to the next one. So, your timer, here it starts. Yeah, I'm good. I'll gonna wait for a while. We'll do that as well. Ari, no, 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 not the full course here, obviously not. We have a grad school own learning platform. Some classes I'll be doing on YouTube, but majorly 90% will be on the platform. Chalo, here we go to the questions. Suniti, I'll be having some marathons for NMAT. I have planned that. Okay, 45 seconds for this one. Next question. After 3 more sets, we'll go to PYQs. Okay. First, that people get comfortable in this. The next one. Any question you want to see again? 20 seconds for each question again. All right, I think it's done. Set 4. Oh, set 4 is not there. So set 4, there is a this thing, 20 sets practice roadmap. There are some sets that I have made. One is called the taxi driver, school principal. So you can see that, right? We also have a set of AI tool. So I have those sets. We'll do two more sets and then we'll go into PYQ. Okay. So let me go to those sets. All right. I'm starting with set 11 directly. That's called the academic. Here we are. So timer again. I'll start the timer again. Chalo. Taxi driver, yes. I'm pretty sure some of you must be relating with this set. Next. I'll show you every question for 20 seconds each in case you want to reattempt, rethink, or mess it out. I hope it's done. Coming to the last set from this practice sets. Okay, and in case you want these sets for practice to be downloaded, I will upload that in the Gradskool ecosystem. Okay, after that, we'll start with the PYQs, some PYQs. Okay, so let's go to the next set here. Okay. The next one. Next. Done. This one as well. Oh, nice. The last one. That is the promotion. इसके बाद we'll discuss all of it and then PYQs. That's a nice choice. Who do you promote? Being in the shoes of a top manager. Shidij, you there? I'm not seeing any answers from you. 20 seconds for each. All right. So let's do this quickly. And now I think I won't be explaining more because all of you are already kind of aware and you understand. So I can see the previous questions. Okay, that's totally right. Okay, so let's go one by one and very quick. I'll be doing it right. The academic scenario: you're a professor. Your best student Anjali, who has secured a high-paying job to support her impoverished family, submits her final thesis. You discover 40% of it is plagiarized. University policy mandates immediate expulsion for plagiarism greater than 20%. If you report her, she loses her degree and the job offer, devastating her family. If you ignore it, you dilute the degree's value. Dilemma: compassion, family survival versus academic integrity. Truth. Wow. This is very difficult choice, right? I think this was the most difficult of all. Yes or no? This might be. Let's see. First one. What is the most appropriate action? Shoaib, CSE बोल रहे हो? Okay. Most appropriate action. First, pass her with the low grade to let her keep the job, but warn her privately. There's a lot of people who will do it, but it doesn't even look very bad, है ना? क्योंकि होता क्या है कि कोई गरीब है उसकी जॉब चली जाए बहुत बुरा लगता है थोड़ा सा तो basically but okay let's see we're not really sure I put a question mark because this is the problem here is that this goes against the academic integrity okay that is also important. Hmm. Report her immediately for expulsion. A rule is a rule. Okay. All right. All right. This is something which you have to choose between compassion. You need to choose between compassion and academic integrity. So basically, you know what? Not choose between these two. You need to take a middle path, a balanced path. Okay. When I was telling you about the checkpoints, in these kind of cases where actually, the questions of survival are there in those cases, you need to look at the middle path. Is that clear? Understood? Yes or no? है ना ये वाला केस है जहाँ पे पूरा सर्वाइवल का प्रॉब्लम है anyways let's see what happens what else do we have then we have so I'll put B को तो मैं नहीं हटा दूंगा immediately for expulsion ये अभी it's not the most appropriate action it's not a balanced action right it's like choosing one over other give for 24 hours to rewrite the entire thesis from scratch outside policy but fair hmm. पॉलिसी तो ये नहीं बोलती you should not give the second chance but ठीक है क्या पता अपने हिसाब से कर लिया आपने okay, I put a question mark. I don't really know. Okay. Fail her in this subject only, delaying her degree by 6 months but not expelling her. 24 घंटे में ठीक है. See, there are two things over here. C is first a slight manipulation. A slight. Not much. बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है. Slight manipulation है. क्योंकि ये पॉलिसी के बाहर जा रहा है. ठीक है. But ठीक है. That is not the reason I'm rejecting it. And the reason is that what I am going to, being a professor, what I'm going to give her is an unrealistic time frame. That is impossible. Impossible to rewrite the entire thesis in 24 hours. That is like equivalent to expulsion. इससे ज्यादा expel ही कर देता है ना परेशान भी कर दिया बेचारी को वो 24 घंटे लगी रहेगी कर पाएगी नहीं फिर से वो प्लेजराइज कर देगी या बेकार कर देगी अल्टीमेटली बहुत बुरा हालत हो जाएगा उसका do you understand that? So this is slight manipulation and highly unrealistic target. Okay. Fail her in this subject only, delaying her degree by 6 months but not expelling her. ठीक है immediate expulsion है इसने क्या किया है ओके ठीक है ओके देखो if he fails in that subject that is the integrity that's a great punishment. Okay. Delayed degree by 6 months. That's again a great punishment. That is, this punishment is for, breaching the integrity. Not expelling her is a balance for compassion as well. If he expels her, she will lose the job. But if he passes her, then he will lose the integrity. This is the most fair choice for integrity and compassion. And I'm pretty sure all of you have done wrong. Most of you. Getting it? E. Ask her to donate part of her first salary to library as penance. धार्मिक प्रायश्चित है ये तो आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट नॉट लॉजिकल है ना पेनांस ठीक है प्रायश्चित कर लो ये तो वही है किसी को गोली मार के बाद में किसी को बचा लो जान से ना एक आदमी गोली मार ली दो को बचा लिया तो मतलब मेरा मर्डर माफ हो जाए सो दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच इज नॉट पॉसिबल राइट so D is the most plausible choice. A lot of you marked C, and now you understand for what reasons. सुनिधि हाँ नहीं करता प्रॉपरली मैंने कब बोला करता है दैट इज द मोस्ट बैलेंस थिंग उसको अच्छी खासी पनिशमेंट मिल गई है उसको फेल कर दिया सब्जेक्ट में उसकी डिग्री 6 महीने वो भी कर दी और जब भी किया होगा तो ऑब्वियसली द प्रोफेसर वुड टॉक टू द हायर अथॉरिटीज द डीन एंड द अदर पीपल ओके तो यहाँ पे वो मैनिपुलेट किसी को नहीं कर रहा रियलिटी में डिग्री को डिले किया गया है रियलिटी में फेल किया गया है तो ही इज नॉट मैनिपुलेटिंग एनीवन ओके and at the very same time he is also balancing the compassion but Sunidhi if you choose C tell me C तो वही है ना C तो गलत ही है ना पूरा पूरा it's unrealistic altogether and a slight manipulation also because giving 24 hours is like not telling the higher authorities do you understand that अगर तुम सी मार्क करोगे तो बिल्कुल पॉलिसी फॉलो नहीं की है प्रॉपरली क्या की ही नहीं गई है दैट इज अ ट्रैप ऑप्शन एंड लॉट ऑफ पीपल थिंकिंग कि ठीक है बहुत आसान सेट है अरित्रो सोच रहा था देखा अरित्रो नहीं है प्रॉब्लम होगी चलो एनीवेज कमिंग टू नेक्स्ट वन दीस आर द काइंड ऑफ सेट्स वेयर actually you don't think properly जहाँ पे बहुत हाई लेवल ऑफ कंपैशन की जरूरत होती है ना और हाई लेवल ऑफ इंटेग्रिटी जरूरत भी होती है नो देवाशीष दिस वोंट कॉस्ट हर जॉब बिकॉज हर डिग्री इज डिलेड नो नहीं मिलना वाला चीज है you also know even if you go to a B school they give you 6 months का this thing that you have to submit a provisional degree and you pass the paper and you can do it right that is something it's everywhere अच्छा सुनिधि तुम बी चूज कर रही हो सुनिधि सच में ऐसा मत करना टीचर बन जाओ तो ठीक है ना ये अच्छी बात नहीं होती ये बहुत सुनने में लगता है कि हाँ ठीक है रूल इज अ रूल इतनी इसको देखो थिंग इज देयर वाज अ डिलेमा बिटवीन कंपैशन इफ यू लुक एट द सेट चलो ठीक है सेट compassion versus academic integrity you need to balance I told you right are you listening to me I told you we have to choose the middle path right you cannot just choose one thing choosing B is like choosing only one thing right Aritro, मुझे Aritro is a smart chap. Yes, you went with D. ए को क्यों नहीं कर रहे? ये तो मैनिपुलेशन है ना. लो ग्रेड से पास कर दो. उसने प्लेजराइज किया है. यहाँ पे क्या है कि जब उसे उसकी डिग्री को उन्होंने लंबा कर दिया और उसमें फेल कर दिया तो अल्टीमेटली उसको अच्छी खासी पनिशमेंट मिल गई है. लो ग्रेड से पास करना इज नॉट अ पनिशमेंट. पास तो हो गई ना वो. ठीक है. अंजलि बेग्स. देखो आगे और भी होगा ये बड़ा सही सेट है यार ठीक है ना अंजलि बेग्स माय फादर सीट नीड्स सर्जरी नेक्स्ट मंथ द जॉब इज दिस ओनली होप ignore the plea emotional blackmail cannot override academic standards that is not the middle path so I'll put a question mark probably it will be rejected coming to next one check if the job offer requires a specific GPA if not pass her with the minimum passing marks ठीक है अगर स्पेसिफिक जीपीए है तब तो आप नहीं करोगे 6 महीने डिले है तो डिले आपको इसमें फेल कर दिया गया है लेकिन मिनिमम पासिंग मार्क्स ग्रेस मार्क देखिए ग्रेस मार्क्स हमेशा होते ही हैं तो बी लुक्स अ बेटर ऑप्शन इफ बी इज देयर आई विल stop A right because that is again a choice middle path help her get a loan personally but still report the plagiarism giving a loan is like even worse than not having a job because once you take the loan you have to pay it back with interest also so C is not the right choice D suggests she falsifies her medical records to get a compassionate extension. This is a good thing, but falsify is a bad thing. It's totally manipulation. We can't go with D. Withdraw your discovery and pretend you never saw the plagiarism. This is basically, not the academic integrity, but the professor's integrity. So this is out of context in this case, right? Out of context in this case because this is all about professor, not about the topic in hand, not about the dilemma in hand, right? So dilemma was compassion and academic integrity. It was not his own integrity. That is why he's out of context. We'll go with B. All right. Next, if you pass her and it leaks, what is the impact? Nothing. Students plagiarize all the time. University's accreditation could be cancelled. Become popular as a kind professor. Only Anjali suffers later. Sets a precedent that stars get special treatment. देखो अंजलि उसकी ब्राइट स्टूडेंट थी, अंजलि उसकी फेवरेट स्टूडेंट थी, सब कुछ था। तो उन बातों को ध्यान में रखते लोग ये बोलेंगे देखो स्टार है ना, तो देखा पार्शियल थे टीचर, वो तो बोलते ही थे बचपन, तुम भी बोलते होगे मैडम तो पार्शियल है, देखो है ना, वो उनको हमेशा उनके पैर छूता है, नमस्ते करता है, जो भी करता है, तो ये उनको हमेशा अच्छे मार्क्स देती हैं। सो या दैट इज व्हाट द इम्पैक्ट, दैट इज व्हाट द मोस्ट पॉसिबल इम्पैक्ट, राइट? सो डीबीई, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स, दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी का डीबीई वो याद आ गया मेरे को। सेट 12, you won't become popular as the kind professor because you know what you have done this for Anjali, and if you remember the Suniti, if you remember this set, your best student Anjali, Anjali was your best student, okay? और लोग इतने शरीफ थे तो बोलेंगे सर बड़े अच्छे थे, लोग बोलेंगे सर अच्छे अच्छे कुछ नहीं थे, वो जो लड़की है वो उनकी फेवरेट थी इसलिए सर ने उसको मार्क्स दे दिए हैं, है ना? यही होगा, रिपीटेशन रिस्क। ओके, द एथलीट। हाँ, you are the coach of a national team. मैं शाहरुख खान याद आ गया. Before the Olympic finals, you find a syringe in your star athlete's locker. Wow. He admits taking a banned steroid just this once to recover him from an injury. Without him, the team has 0% chance of winning. If you report him, the country loses a medal and faces shame. If you don't, you risk a scandal later. Dilemma, national glory versus fair play. क्या बात है, कितना खतरनाक टाइप का है ये. सुनिधि with second question. ये वाला लोन बताया तो मैंने, आई थिंक आई एक्सप्लेन दैट. Giving a loan is basically she will be trapped. Not having a job and having a loan is worse than not having a job and not having a loan, right? Okay, let's see. The final starts in 1 hour. What do you do? A, let him play. If he wins, handle the PR later. That is basically slight manipulation. ठीक है, ये मतलब बुरी बात नहीं है, ठीक है, this is a good choice. I won't reject it outrightly because handling the PR later, it's slight manipulation, but there's a plan also, right? There's a logical plan as well attached to it. So I won't reject A. Yeah, Prathamesh. Bench him claiming muscle injury to save face, but don't report the doping. Hmm. इससे क्या होगा? उसे तुम मसल इंजरी बोल के रोक लोगे तो तुम्हारा डिलेमा क्या था? डिलेमा वाज दिस, डिलेमा वाज नेशनल ग्लोरी वर्सेस फेयर प्ले. सो इन दिस केस ये फेयर प्ले भी नहीं हुआ, तुमने रिपोर्ट भी नहीं किया डोपिंग के लिए और बैठा भी दिया, तुमने दोनों ही चीजें एड्रेस नहीं की. बोथ द प्रॉब्लम्स हैव नॉट बीन एड्रेस्ड हियर. सो B is not the correct choice. Is that clear? C. Report him to the anti-doping agency immediately, disqualifying the team. All right. इस केस में क्या होगा? नेशनल ग्लोरी विनिंग वर्सेस फेयर प्ले ऑनेस्टी. इसमें होगा क्या? अगर मैच खेलो ही नहीं, अगर मैच खेलो ही नहीं तो मतलब टीम थी ही नहीं, तो नेशनल ग्लोरी का रिस्क तो नहीं है. ओके, एनीवेज लेट्स सी. लेट हिम प्ले बट फोर्स हिम टू रिटायर इमीडिएटली आफ्टर द मैच. एंड दिस इज काइंड ऑफ अ पनिशमेंट व्हिच इज फार फेच्ड, नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. उसने डोपिंग अभी करा है, आगे नहीं खेलने दोगे तो मतलब ये रूट कॉज को एड्रेस नहीं किया, डिसएलिमिनेट. आस्क द टीम कैप्टन टू डिसाइड. You are the coach, you are the one who decide. This is like handling, this is like shouldering responsibility, passing on to someone else. That is an act of, not an act of leadership. Okay. स्लाइट मैनिपुलेशन बट देयर इज अ प्लान, लेट हिम प्ले इफ ही विंस, हैंडल द पीआर लेटर। अगर गलती से मालूम पड़ गया तो प्रॉब्लम होगी बहुत बड़ी। तो अगर ये जीत भी गए तो ये होगा कि ये ड्रग्स लेके आए थे इसलिए जीते हैं, तो बाद में बहुत ज्यादा ये पीआर हैंडल करना पॉसिबल है कि नहीं, वी नॉट रियली श्योर। ओके, फ्रॉम एबीसी लेट्स ट्राई टू डू दिस। बी बेंच हिम क्लेमिंग मसल इंजरी, सेव फेस, डोंट रिपोर्ट द डोपिंग। इससे तो कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा, खेलेगा ही नहीं तो फिर वो जीतेगी नहीं टीम, तो बी एलिमिनेटेड। नाउ कमिंग बिटवीन ए एंड सी, A is like this is not a proper plan. We'll handle it later. That is status quo. So basically, status quo, status quo को हमें reject करना है. We'll go for C now. C is the best possible choice. Prathamesh, exactly. You're right. C is the most possible choice. सुनिधि अगर B कर दोगी तो फिर फायदा ही क्या? ना तुमने उसे रिपोर्ट किया, है ना? ना तुमने उसे खेलने दिया, जब खेला ही नहीं तो जीतेंगे भी नहीं, तो फिर रिपोर्ट ही कर देते, इससे बेटर तो। सी में क्या है कि क्वालिटी टीम ही नहीं रही तो फिर ग्लोरी का प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है भाई, हम थे ही नहीं तो हम कैसे जीतेंगे। ओके। राइट। ओके, नाउ कमिंग टू नेक्स्ट वन, टीम मोरल। अगर टीम में सस्पेक्ट समथिंग, इफ यू कवर इट अप दे विल नो। तो क्या करना चाहिए आइडली? ब्राइब देम विद अ शेयर ऑफ द प्राइस मनी, दिस इज मैनिपुलेशन। ब्राइबिंग करना ही नहीं है कभी। अपील टू देयर पेट्रियोटिज्म टू कीप द सीक्रेट, दैट इज मैनिपुलेशन। ओके, not done. This confirms you must report him to maintain authority and respect. बस ठीक है, करना ही था। टीममेट्स को शक हो चुका है, तो सी इज करेक्ट आई थिंक। डी, टेल देम इट वाज मेडिसिन, लाइंग टू द टीम। यू कैन नॉट लाई बिकॉज ऑलरेडी सस्पेक्टिंग। थ्रेटन टू कट देम फ्रॉम टीम, दिस इज थ्रेटनिंग, नॉट अ एथिकल थिंग। सी इज द बेस्ट चॉइस हियर। सी एंड सी। प्रथमेश वहां कुछ ऑप्शन था ही नहीं बैलेंस, नो, दैट वाज द प्रॉब्लम। राइट, आई थिंक एटलीस्ट बी में बाकी टीम कर सकती है ना। बट एक प्रॉब्लम और है ना, देखो, अच्छा सुन रही जो तुम बात बोल रही है इसमें एक और चीज है। व्हेन लुक एट द सेट एज अ होल, द सेट एज अ होल, then what happens, the set as a whole, the moment you see the question, there's a next question which is a follow up question. Okay, all right. So what happens inside a set, because as in CAT's LR, logical reasoning, inside the set, all questions are dependent on this set and the questions also. So this question clearly tells you that, you know, teammates are suspecting. So if you choose B here, then this also goes haywire. So essentially, not just the set, but also the follow-up questions are very important to understand what is the most plausible choice. All right, Akhil, yeah, it's C. Here also it's C. Next, why is bench him and hide it? Option B also ethically flawed. क्वेश्चन ही पूछ लिया इसके ऊपर, राइट? इट इजंट फ्लॉड, इट इज द परफेक्ट कॉम्प्रोमाइज। जिन लोगों ने बी मार्क किया वो ए मार्क कर चुके होंगे, तो वो गलत हो गए। बिकॉज इट प्रोटेक्ट्स द ऑफेंडर फ्रॉम कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज एनकरेजिंग फ्यूचर चीटिंग। यस, एक बार बच गए आगे बच जाएंगे। दिस बी लुक्स द बेस्ट टू मी, लेट्स रीड सी ऑल्सो बिकॉज द टीम स्टिल लूजेस। तो एथिकल फ्लॉ नहीं है, तो टेक्निकल फ्लॉ है। बिकॉज द मीडिया विल फाइंड आउट एनीवे, अगेन टेक्निकल फ्लॉ। बिकॉज इट हर्ट्स द एथलीट्स फीलिंग्स। उसकी फीलिंग कहाँ वो हो रही है, मतलब ये दस, नो, फ्यूचर चीटिंग दैट इज मोस्ट द रीजन which is why, you know, this is important, right? That is why B is wrong. So now you understand. हाँ, ये वो वाला सेट है, ये वो वाला सेट है। देखो बेसिकली क्या हो रहा है ना, हर सेट में एक बात है। इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट द एथिक्स एंड मैनेजमेंट एंड टेक्निकलिटी दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड और language that you know. It's also about a logical sequence. So decision making sets can also involve mathematics, you know that. It can also be DI based sets. Here it is a kind of reasoning based set. All right, all of you get it? Cool. Scenario: you must promote one person to VP. Candidate A, 15 years tenure, loyal, average performer, popular with the team. ठीक है, इसका मतलब क्या है? तो कैंडिडेट ए कैसा है? ए इज सीनियर, मतलब काफी पुराने टाइम से है, लॉयल, पॉपुलर, एवरेज। कूल। बी, कैंडिडेट बी इज जूनियर, एक्सपीरियंस कम है उसका, 2 years tenure, brilliant, he's a brilliant performer, he doubled the revenue, 2x revenue, wow, but it is an arrogant fellow and he is highly disliked. ठीक है. Promoting A ensures stability but mediocrity. Promoting B ensures growth but risks a team mutiny. Dilemma: loyalty culture या फिर competence growth. Such a nice case study, right? Isn't it? Yeah, Harshit. But I am feeling pressure from Arithro. अरित्रो के चक्कर में मैं सोच रहा हूँ पीवाईक्यू निकाल दूं. ओके, मैंने पीवाईक्यू तैयार कर भी लिया इसके बाद. देखते हैं, चलो. Why do, oh sorry, who do you promote? Who do you promote? और मैं मजाक कर रहा था, ठीक है, ये मत सोचना कि मैं वो प्रोफेसर हूँ जिसका अरित्रो अंजलि नहीं अरित्रो फेवरेट है. ओके, डोंट थिंक लाइक दैट. वेल, देख रहे हो, केस स्टडी ही केस स्टडी हो रही है यहाँ पे. एनीवेज, सो इट सेज, हु डू यू प्रमोट? कैंडिडेट ए, culture eat strategy for breakfast. Candidate B, business exists to make profit, not friends. Nice. Promote A to VP, figurehead, and pay B more to do the actual work. Wow, this is the middle path. दोनों को मजा आ जाएगा कि भाई अगर मान लो प्रमोशन उसको मिल चुका है तो वो खुश भी हो जाएगा, लोग ही बोलेंगे सर आप तो बड़े मस्त आदमी हो, मजा ही आ गया आपके साथ, तो घूमने में अच्छा लगता है ना, आपका सुट्टा उट्टा मार लेते हैं, बहुत मजा आता है. सही है सर, अब तो आप तो सीनियर हो वगैरह वगैरह, कल्चर बनेगा. और जो काम जो कर रहा है उसको आप पैसे दे दो, उसको प्रमोट मत करो, वो भी समझ जाएगा यार मैं जूनियर हूँ, मुझे प्रमोशन मिल जाएगा तो मैं वैसे भी डिसलाइक्ड हूँ, तो ही विल अंडरस्टैंड. बट इफ ही गेट्स इनफ raise, he will be very happy. C looks better option than A and B. I'll reject A and B. Split the role. A handles people, B handles strategy. That's actually a great thing. But let's see. Scenario is you must promote one person to VP. तुम्हें करना ही है, ठीक है, तो तुम ये नया काम नहीं कर सकते कि भाई स्प्लिट कर दो रोल को. आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट. ठीक है. रिजेक्ट बोथ, हायर आउटसाइड टू रीसेट द कल्चर. ये करते ही कल्चर कोलैप्स होता है, और ऐसा मैंने एक नहीं, अपनी जितनी कंपनीज में काम किया है 3 बार देख चुका हूँ. जैसे ही बाहर से कोई बंदा आता है, कल्चर कोलैप्सेस. ओके, सो इज मोस्ट वर्स्ट चॉइस among this. So we'll go for C. Is that clear? Coming to the next one. If you choose B, how do you handle the angry team? Tell them to shape up or ship out. है ना? Shape up or ship out. Assign A as a mentor to B to soften B's arrogance. Give everyone a raise to buy their happiness. ये तो कंपनी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी के अगेंस्ट है. I'll directly kind of remove this. ये नहीं कर सकते. Okay. Ignore the noise, results will silence them. Hold a town hall to explain that meritocracy is our only value. Hmm. What is the best choice? Shape up or ship out? Angry team. ठीक है, देखो यहाँ पे ना एक बात लग रही होगी सबको कि बी सही लग रहा होगा, राइट? यस एफ. शिवम अभी, अच्छा बताऊंगा, थोड़ी देर में बताऊंगा मैं, है ना, ये पहले समझा लो. शेप अप और शिप आउट. ठीक है भाई, तुम जैसा है वैसा कर लो या ना. व्हाट हैज टू बी डन? इवन आई एम कंफ्यूज्ड. ए को मेंटर बना दो, बी का बने, वो मानेगा ही नहीं, तो बी बी सॉफ्ट नहीं है. बी तो बोलेगा अच्छा मेरे को इस बेवकूफ का बना दिया मेंटर, तो बी तो वैसे भी. द प्रॉब्लम विद द हाई स्टैंडर्ड पीपल, हाई परफॉर्मर्स, दैट दे कैन नॉट एक्सेप्ट मीडियोकर एज देयर मेंटोर्स. बी इज a very stupid choice to make from leader's point of view. Ignore the noise, results will silence them. This is a good thing, but this is status quo. Status quo. So we cannot, we see the checkpoint. जब भी ऐसा हो जाए कि सब कुछ सही लग रहा हो, तो मैंने चेक पॉइंट समझाए थे वो याद करना, ठीक है. स्टेटस को है कि आगे हो जाएगा, क्या पता, या अभी वी इग्नोर दैट. We reject it. Town hall to explain meritocracy is our only value. Okay, okay. If meritocracy is our only value, team is angry, then in that case, एक तो बी पहले से ही एरोगेंट था, ठीक है, तुमने उसे बोल दिया ही इज मेरिटोक्रेटिक, तो बाकी लोग जो बोलेंगे अच्छा भाई मतलब ये मेरिटोक्रेटिक है, ये सबसे स्मार्ट है, ये वैसे भी घमंडी आदमी है, इसको और घमंडी बना दो, तो ultimately you know what will happen, we will not be able to work at all, because after this town hall everybody will be against him, it will be against management also. The new guy बोलते नहीं 2 दिन का छोकरा आया है ये बन गया हीरो, होता है ना ऐसा. So you know what, when you have to run a company you have to run the culture, और यही है रीजन, यही ये एचआर का केस है. एक्सेल राइट है ही एचआर में. Absolutely, Abhi. So we will have to eliminate E as well. The problem is that other B, C, D, E are eliminated. A also doesn't look a great choice, but because that is the only choice possible, we'll go for A. लोग गुस्सा हैं भाई, देखो ऐसा है कि हमने ये किया है, आपको डिसीजन मानना पड़ेगा, मान लीजिए, है ना, तो नॉट अ ग्रेट चॉइस बट अदर चॉइसेस आर absolutely should not be done. That is why we are choosing this, right? ठीक है. तो इससे क्या है कि सब लोग उसे घमंडी मानते ही थे, मानते रहो. Shape over ship out is like, the way it is happening, you also kind of conform to these values, try to be a performer, because somehow the performers will be rewarded. If you are angry, you are angry for the wrong cause. That is what ship or ship out means, right? Akhil, even I am saying they're not an ideal choice, but there's no choice left. Others से कुछ फायदा ही नहीं होगा. And you know what? Team quit कभी नहीं होता अखिल. ऐसा जिंदगी में दुनिया में मैंने एक बार भी नहीं देखा. बस बोलने की बातें हैं कि हम छोड़ देंगे सर, आप छोड़ दो, हम भी छोड़ दें, कोई नहीं छोड़ता. That is impossible, impractical. That doesn't really happen. So don't work on emotions. Work on logic. You know what? What people say, what people do are two different things altogether. Nobody will resign. Okay? People are like, okay, they need jobs. They are like, okay, this man is actually a high performer. Let him be arrogant. He's getting the promotion. Let him be. Okay. हम लोग भी कर लेंगे, ठीक है. Okay. That is how it is. थोड़ा better frame होना चाहिए था प्रथमेश. Yes. But there's no other choice. Right? Next. What signal does promoting A send to high performers? A कौन था जो average था? Loyalty is rewarded over results. They might leave. Obviously, that is not something which a company will try to project because profitability is important. We'll reject A. B, the company cares about people. Yes, this looks true. मतलब कि पुराने हो, पॉपुलर हो, कल्चर वगैरह रखते हो, हाँ भी केयर करते हैं. Experience matters most. Promoting A, this is also a possibility. It's a stable place to work. That's also possible. Networking is key. That is not the signal. Networking is key. Might be the signal, but this signal is kind of um, a manipulating kind of signal, right? स्टेबल प्लेस टू वर्क ये हो सकता है, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि सिर्फ एक आदमी प्रमोट, जहां बात सिर्फ ए और बी की हो रही है, दे माइट बी अदर सिग्नल्स आल्सो. सो प्रमोटिंग जस्ट ए, if I would choose between B, C, and D, what is the most important choice here? Stable place to work. We need more data for it. We need more data for it, right? Because it is promoting just one person, stable or not. That is something for that we need more data. That is why we will reject D. Okay, is there? We are going to eliminate things one by one. Experience matters the most. Now again, we need more data about it. नहीं होगा. Company cares about people. कंपनी, अब तुम बोलोगे यहाँ भी मोर डेटा चाहिए, किसी और को केयर किया कि नहीं किया, पर किसी और की केयर नहीं की हमें ये नहीं पता, है ना. ए की केयर करी है पर किसी और की नहीं करी, हमें ये नहीं पता. दैट इज व्हाई विल चूज बी over C, D, etc. Because C, D still have got the negative connotation, but B has got the positive connotation. So whenever you don't, there are two cases. One is positive, other is negative. If positive is given to you, if positive is given to you, and other two cases are negative are given to you, and all are correct, you will choose the positive. Is that clear? अभी वही बोल रहा हूँ, then we need more data. अंकित 15 साल काम करना मतलब ये नहीं कि नेटवर्किंग है। वो पॉपुलर था इसलिए नेटवर्किंग है, बट नेटवर्किंग इज द की नहीं। सिर्फ नेटवर्किंग से वो आगे बढ़ा होगा ऐसा नहीं है, और भी चीजें होंगी उन्होंने कल्चर बनाया होगा, राइट? सो विल गो फॉर बी, कंपनी केयर्स व्हाट विल, दैट इज व्हाट द सिग्नल विल बी देयर कि ठीक है, एक बी आए थे, अच्छा काम कर रहे थे, प्रॉफिट भी लेके आ रहे थे, नए हैं, लेकिन लोग, कंपनी जो है वो पीपल फर्स्ट कंपनी है, पीपल, कंपनी केयर्स फॉर पीपल, सो इट्स पीपल फर्स्ट कंपनी, विल गो फॉर बी। हाँ सैफ, यहाँ पे 3 ऑप्शन में करेक्ट दिख रहा था, 2 तो इजीली रिजेक्ट हो गए थे, द चेक पॉइंट्स। ओके, सो हाउ मेनी हैव यू गॉट करेक्ट? पीवाईक्यू करेक्ट? रेडी फॉर द पीवाईक्यू? चलो, लेट्स द पीवाईक्यू। आई एम चूजिंग अ सेट फ्रॉम द पीवाईक्यू। हमने 6 सेट यहाँ कर लिए हैं, सो लेट अस टेक अ सेट फ्रॉम पीवाईक्यूज आल्सो, लेट्स सी हाउ डज इट गो। ओके, yeah, here we are. Shivam, just let me look at your query. I'm just downloading it once. Yeah, what's your query, Shivam? लास्ट पीपीटी वाला, अच्छा, ओ हो, एक बचा हुआ है, हाँ शिवम, तुम्हारी क्वेरी क्या है? मिस हो गई ब्रो, पीछे बहुत से क्वेरीज और हैं, तुम्हारी क्वेरी है कहाँ? अच्छा, तुम बोल रहे थे कि कैसे, क्या बोल रहे थे? आई थिंक अबाउट, हाँ हाँ हाँ, कहाँ से मिलेगा वो रिकॉर्डिंग? हाँ, जो पहली क्लास थी, 2 ही क्लास हुई हैं, सेकंड क्लास में आप ऑलरेडी आ चुके हो, पहली क्लास जो हुई थी वो सुबह हुई थी, आज ही हुई थी। तो सुबह ही क्लास है, उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग कल वहाँ पहुँच जाएगी इकोसिस्टम में, है ना? बाय द वे, इट्स ऑलरेडी ऑन यूट्यूब, यू कैन वॉच इट फ्रॉम देयर ऑल्सो, अगर तुम्हें आज ही देखना है इस क्लास के बाद, नहीं तो कल 12 बजे तक वो उसमें रिकॉर्डिंग चली जाएगी, ओके? ऑलराइट, ओके शिवम, कोर्स ले लिया, अभी यू विल गेट अ की ऑल्सो, आई विल सेंड यू द की, डोंट वरी, जस्ट सेंड मी अ मैसेज ऑन व्हाट्सएप वंस, ओके शिवम, जस्ट सेंड मी अ मैसेज। ऑलराइट, लेट्स गो फॉर दिस वन। दिस इज अ ह्यूज केस एंड हियर यू एक्चुअली रिक्वायर 5 मिनट्स, तो मैं 5 मिनट्स कर देता हूँ, है ना? लेट मी सी, दो, एक, एक, एक काम करेंगे, 2 मिनट्स टू रीड द सेट एंड 1 मिनट ईच टू फॉर दी, हालांकि करना 4 मिनट में ही है, बट फिलहाल मैं तुम्हें 5 मिनट दे रहा हूँ, दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम इट्स हैपनिंग, ओके हियर वी गो। आई एम गोइंग ऑन म्यूट एंड गोइंग इनविजिबल। Have you guys read this? Not yet. Okay. I'll wait for 20 seconds more. Now, so let's solve this. I want to tell you something that, by the way, even in RCs, it doesn't happen that you just read a few paragraphs and you get the answer. That is not possible in RC also. I told you earlier. But in decision making, it's totally impossible. It's totally impossible. Okay, in decision making. Do you get that? I'm not a mute. क्या हो गया? बोल तो रहा हूं मैं. So what I'm saying here, that in case of decision making, you can never do that. You can never do that. The reason is simple, because here You need to read each and everything and get the exact logic to actually understand the entire passage and get then answer. Do you understand that? Yes or no? Okay. So during the floods of 2018 to 19, a group of philanthropists led by Niyabuddin, वो philanthropists परोपकारी जो परोपकार करते हैं जब किसी से बात करते हैं जो बात नहीं करते जो बेसिकली किसी का उपकार किसी की हेल्प करते हैं द काइंड पीपल philanthropists wish to open free food center for the needy. Their motto was that no human should be hungry. Nothing gives more satisfaction to the philanthropist than to see the hungry eat to the fullest. Wow. Post COVID-19, Post COVID-19, the group started a food center by the name Winborn Life Care Food, WBLF LCF, in a small town called Palakkad. Palakkad, oh, Palakkad. I think someone is in the chat box from Palakkad. The center started gaining popularity as the number of people enjoying free meals increased over time. Initially, WBLCF offered a standardized menu consisting of idli, upma, puttu for breakfast, curd rice for lunch, and idli or upma for supper. Wow. 6 women were employed by WBLCF to prepare all the meals. As the number of diners increased, they started expecting a variety in the menu. And WBLCF, not all diners eat free. While two-thirds of diners get free food, one-third would donate some amount to a transparent charity box kept at the entrance. For example, a man donated rupees 500 after consuming two idlis, and a woman approached Niyabuddin and inquired about donating 10 kilograms of rice. Those who could not afford to donate were often seen prostrating worshipfully in front of the charity box. Akhil is from Palakkad, yes. Some caring individuals made monetary donation, while others donated rice, fruits, and vegetables. WBLCF. Further, the center received inquiries from many locals on how they could contribute to the cause. As the center was lauded for its philanthropic work by people of the town, Niyabuddin intended to replicate the initiative in the nearby districts. However, his concern about the cost that goes into running the center, almost 75% of the donated amount goes into buying the cooking ingredients, while the rest goes into paying salaries, operations, and maintenance costs. Let's see that. What are your answers, by the way? Who will tell me your answers? Be quick, tell me your answers. First is from the following, choose the most important challenge that Niyabuddin has to overcome to sustain WPLCF. The most important challenge. Paying salaries to employees, attracting enough diners, preparing only local dishes for diners, getting enough finances and donations, having enough cooks and employees. मुझे लगता है कि इस PYQ से ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट मेरे सवाल थे. There is a proper PYQ. It's a no brainer. सीधा बाद में लिखा एंड में लिखा हुआ है 75% goes to buying the cooking ingredients, rest goes into paying salaries, है ना. He is concerned about cost that goes into, क्या है ये मजाक है. D is the option. I don't even have to reject anything, right. Coming to next one. Which of the following ideas will not be consistent with the core ethos of WBLCF? The consultant suggested launch a mobile app that diners can pre-inform they have arrived to WBLCF. Ask diners who enjoy free meal to distribute excess food to hungry on streets. Ask diners to eat less as it is good for health. Okay, बात तो सही है. बोला सकता है, ऐसा क्यों नहीं बोल सकते, बिल्कुल बोल सकते हैं, है ना. आगे. Preach people to eat less. 5 ration amount of food to be served to the diners. Not consistent. Not consistent. कम खाओ. Okay. कम खाओ कम खाओ कम खाओ, ये थर्ड फोर्थ फिफ्थ में कम खाओ की बातें हो रही हैं. ऑप्शन ए इज करेक्ट. Okay. This was hilarious actually. I'm not even thinking. Tell me something. ये लॉजिक था ही इसके अंदर. This was hilarious. It was like a joke, है ना. Exactly, Akhil. Core value, nobody should be left hungry. Niyabuddin wanted to conserve local recipes that can be used to prepare mouth-smacking dishes for the diners. Which of the following would be the best way to conserve local recipes? First, tie up with the chef of the best restaurant in Palakkad to document recipes. Conserve. Okay. Hold a weekly competition for the best local dish and get judged and documented by local volunteers. Hmm. By the time I have read A and B, um, ए इज अबाउट टाइंग अप विद द बेस्ट फ्रेंड, वैसे भी पैसे नहीं है उसके पास, है ना, पैसों की दिक्कत है। यहाँ टाई अप कर लेंगे तो बर्बाद वैसे ही हो जाएगा वो, है ना, तो ये तो एलिमिनेट हो गया। वीकली कंपटीशन में कुछ नहीं है, अगर पैसे लगाएंगे नहीं, यू पुट अ कंपटीशन, पीपल विल कम, पीपल जस्ट लव गेटिंग रिकॉग्नाइज्ड, दे विल कम एंड दे विल डू थिंग्स एंड ऑल दैट विल हैपन। एंड जज डॉक्यूमेंट भी लोकल वॉलंटियर ही कर रहे हैं, तो लोकल रेसिपी है, ये सेल्फ मेड मॉडल हो गया, सेल्फ ऑटो पायलट मोड पे चल रहा है, लोग आएंगे कंपटीशन में पार्ट लेंगे, जज कौन करेगा, लोकल वॉलंटियर ही करेंगे, तो बी इज अ बेटर ऑप्शन देन ए। I'll eliminate A, right? Ask three diners to contribute towards one recipe for a dish and give them the responsibility to document it. तो डाइनर्स को खाना खाने आना था, वहां पे काम करने नहीं आना था, है ना, दिस गोज अगेंस्ट, इट्स नॉट अ बेस्ट वे बेसिकली। लोकल रेसिपीज यार उन्हें नहीं पता हो ना, वो अगर इतना पता तो खाना खुद खा लेते। Request the lady once a week in Palakkad to cook food at WPLCF on voluntary basis and document the recipes. It's just one lady, and we don't even know she is an expert or not. Will not go for D. Tie up with one food delivery partner to help them document the recipes. At best is B only. Local recipe चाहिए, local लोग ही करेंगे, right? It's B. Local volunteers. That's all. Yeah, that's wrong cause and effect. Because basically, diners are coming there to eat. If you put them to work, they won't come for eating, right? That goes against the entire ethos of this thing. Okay, anyways, let's go to the back to the what we were doing. We did this. There's one that was left, no? Which one was left? This was left. This was left, right? The toxic star was left. All right, let's do this one. Scenario. यही था ना, हाँ, toxic star. Scenario: Raj is a top performing sales head, bringing in 40% of revenue. However, three junior female employees have formally complained about his aggressive and demeaning language. He denies it, calling them too sensitive. Oh, I have seen this as well. The company is in the financial crunch and cannot afford to lose Raj's clients. The HR policy has zero tolerance for harassment. Dilemma: revenue security versus policy informants and culture. You know about Posh, right? Posh, right? Prevention of sexual harassment. I hope you know that. Question one: what is the correct course of action? Ignore the complaints until the financial crisis is over. This is like again status quo. Status quo को तुरंत रिजेक्ट कर देना है, समझ में आ गई बात? So there is something, there are checkpoints. Status quo आया, reject it. B, fire the three juniors to protect Raj and revenue. This is going against the entire culture of the company, and this is also unethical, but logically speaking, people will go on Glassdoor and post in reviews. Okay, this is going to be against the culture सही नहीं है ये, अच्छा नहीं बनेगा. So I'll just put a question mark. Let's see. Initiate a formal impartial inquiry immediately regardless of Raj's position. That is the correct course of action, because this is how, if an inquiry is not made, ask Raj to apologize privately and close the matter. Apologize privately and close the matter. Now, the problem is you cannot even do that, because this is looking at the one side of it. If the female employees if they are lying or kind of manipulating, how would you know? Right. So you cannot just say ask Raj to privately apologize. That is against the entire thing. There's not transparency. So transparency is also valued. Transfer the complaints to a different department. This is like, again, handing over the responsibility to someone else. बेस्ट इज दिस अ फॉर्मल इम्पार्शियल इंक्वायरी, है ना? और वहां पे राज को भी लगना नहीं चाहिए कि भाई आप बहुत महान आदमी हो तो आप जो करोगे करे वो करे चलेगा। और साथ ही साथ उन लड़कियों को भी लगना चाहिए कि अगर तुम किसी और लड़की को कुछ भी कह दो तो मान लिया जाएगा। सो दैट्स द मोस्ट बैलेंस्ड अप्रोच। विल गो फॉर सी। ऑलराइट, कूल। नेक्स्ट, इफ द inquiry finds Raj guilty, but firing him means bankruptcy, what do you do? Hmm. Fire Raj, a toxic culture will destroy the company eventually anyway. लग तो यही सही रहा है मेरे को। Firing him means bankruptcy. But yeah, if he keeps on doing that, ultimately people will not work or may leave. So not just Raj, there are other people also, who will be. Yeah. So okay, let's see. Give him a final warning and pay a pay cut, but keep him. Retain him as a consultant working from home to separate him from the team. Looks good. Huh? Hide the report findings to save the company. This is manipulation. D is totally eliminated. Ask the employees to withdraw the complaint for the greater good. This is also manipulation. Now, between among A, B, and C, what we should choose? What should we choose? Revenue security dilemma here. Revenue security versus policy enforcement and culture. Revenue security, policy enforcement, and culture. Okay. So, if we choose option A, the policy enforcement is done, right? Also, this has happened after an impartial inquiry has been done. So in a way, it's not that company has blindly listened to what the ladies were saying. They made a proper inquiry and then found him guilty. Okay. And when he's found guilty and is still in the company, then the signal that will be um, automatically sent to all the females working in the company, not those three, will be that they would not be, they'll be feeling insecure, unsafe in the culture. A looks correct to me. Let's read B once again. File warning and a pay cut, but keep him. This is again a kind of a status quo. A pay cut. This is, cutting pay. Raj might not even be there, and giving a final warning, then pay cut. That is not real punishment because he will be there. The problem is not the salary. Okay, the problem not the salary. This is not the root cause. The problem is his behavior with the girls. So this is not the correct choice. I am eliminating B now. Let's look at A and C. Retain him as a consultant working from home to separate him from the team. Hmm. Between A and Z, what should I choose? क्या लगता है? अच्छा, ऑप्शन ए में एक चीज और है, फायरिंग राज टॉक्सिक कल्चर विल डिस्ट्रॉय द कंपनी इवेंचुअली एनीवे। और थर्ड है रिटेन हिम एज अ कंसल्टेंट वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम टू सेपरेट हिम फ्रॉम द टीम। व्हाट इज द बेस्ट possible thing you would have done? Yeah, थर्ड क्वेश्चन देखते हैं एक बार। What does the situation reveal about the company culture? Hmm. It is meritocratic. It values profit over people. It has strong HR policies. It is too bureaucratic. It is innovative. All right. All right. Who is the protagonist here? Who's the protagonist? Is you, right? It's you. It's not, you're not the CEO, nothing. We don't know what has to be chosen, right? So let's read. Raj is your top performing sales head. Your. Okay. All right, all right. Bring in 40% of the revenue, 40% of revenue. So if we fire him, 40% is lost. But if we keep him, he can, He uses aggressive and demeaning language even if he's not in the company and is working as a consultant. Still on these Zoom calls or on phones, on WhatsApp, he can still be demeaning, right? So I will have to eliminate C also. Let's go for A. 40% रेवेन्यू ड्रॉप हो जाएगा, कोई बात नहीं, बट टॉक्सिक कल्चर होगा तो जब वहां पे अब 3 लड़के ने बोला, कल को 30 बोलेंगे, अल्टीमेटली हो ही नहीं पाएगा कुछ ना, प्रूव ही नहीं हो पाएगा. सो ठीक है, हटाओ, फायर करो इसको. कूल. So what is revealed? It values profit over people. It is meritocratic. It has strong HR policies. Too bureaucratic, innovative. It has strong HR policies. All right. Okay. A is perfect. Yes. Proven तो बाहर निकालो. चलो. तो ये भी हमने कर लिया है. What else was left? 11 academic. The plea, we had done that as well. The athlete, game time decision, team morale, logic. The promotion has been done. HR policy. Okay, all of it has been done already. Wow. How many sets did you do? यार 11 से 20 हो गए क्या? Set 13 has been done. Okay. There are more sets. There are more sets. Wait. Till then, all of you can chat among yourself and tell me how do you like it? Is it nice? You're loving it or what? Tell me. Till then, I am uploading more sets here. I'll throw question two. This is color. Just a moment. Let me look at what other. Yeah, here we have one. Hmm. This has got, okay, cool. Okay, this one. I think we should go for this one. All right. Hmm. I think enough for today. सारा दिमाग लगा लिया, दूसरे मोमेंट का प्रैक्टिस करना है सिर्फ. प्रथमेश इज लाइक, कल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी डर डर लग रहा है. Cash should adopt this. Kshitij, yes. How to manage GK along with the prep. Ankit, I'll be uploading a few PDFs. Okay, we'll just have to go to the PDFs, nothing else. कितने हमने कर लिए सेट वैसे? Anybody will tell me? How many have you done? स्नैप एंड में ठीक है. एक काम करते हैं, 2 सेट्स और करते हैं, देन वी विल स्टॉप इट. No, okay. You can't sue. I am so obviously not. Here we are. The taxi driver. The taxi driver. Movie देखी taxi driver. Okay, ready for the next one? 7 or 8 sets we have done now. काफी कर लिए यार. This is huge. And also in the first class, so in the first 30 minutes, we understood what DM overview is. Well, nice, nice. We are at a proper speed. That's such a nice thing. Okay, let's do this one. I am putting the timer. अब ये 5 नहीं, अब ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ 4 मिनट का होगा. Yeah, Rithra, it's also there in the PDF. ये सेट हो गया था. Why do you say wow? About what? The movie. Yeah, the movie is really nice. आगे बढ़ा रहा हूँ मैं, क्वेश्चंस पे आ रहा हूँ. In next 5 seconds, I'll be on the questions. स्ट्रीम डिले, क्षितिज, मतलब कैसे करूँ मैं? Yeah, Akhil, tomorrow there is a class at 10 a.m. That's not gonna change. Robert De Niro wala, yes, Sarithro. Absolutely. Next. Morning was 9 or 10. What was that? 10 किसी ने बोला तो मुझे समझ नहीं आया. 10 था कि 9 था? 9 था ना? हाँ, 9. It's 9. Akhil. He asked with such a confidence that I thought it's 10. Wow. Guys, when I was discussing, I used the term Machiavellianism. Do you remember that? And nobody asked me, sir, what is Machiavellianism? Maybe you knew it, maybe you don't really care. कि नहीं पता, कोई बात नहीं, छोड़ो यार, क्या ही करेंगे जान के. Until 9 is early. 9, it's a democratic choice. People voted for 9. That's why I kept 9. Okay, 10 seconds for each question once again. Novelite type. Machiavelli was a French statesman and he was a master manipulator. He was okay, I should get what I want, whatever the way is. 10 seconds this as well. Kshitish, भाई जो आज होना था, profit and loss. 10 seconds for this as well. चलो एक काम करते हैं, let's read this out. Okay, let's try and solve this. एक एक करके करेंगे इसमें. ठीक है. So we have the taxi driver. The taxi driver. Okay. Who is the Machiavelli of Indian politics? I won't answer that either. You guys answered among yourselves. Yeah, Machiavelli was a French statesman. Avi. It's like borderline cynical only, yes. And justify the means. Scenario. Ram, a taxi driver struggling to pay for his daughter's surgery, finds a wallet left behind by a passenger. Passenger was extremely rude, insulted Ram's profession and is a wealthy businessman. The wallet contains rupees 50,000 cash, exactly the amount Ram needs for the surgery tomorrow. Returning the wallet means the passenger might not even thank him given his behavior. Keeping it ensures his daughter's health but violates his principles. Dilemma: immediate survival versus integrity. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This is really difficult. Sunidhi, yes, I did. Yeah, someone at least. Sunidhi, you are so sweet. At least someone talked about the slides that you prepared yourself. बाकी लोग तो इस बारे में बात भी नहीं करते हैं. Thank you. Now, Ram is told Okay, Ram is done. What is the most ethically appropriate action that also respects his dignity? Ethics and dignity, both at the same time. Keep the money. Reasoning that the rude passenger owes him for the insult. Insult के लिए owing money is a very bad kind of comparison. So obviously it will be rejected. Oh, Harshil, yes. I did. Use the money for the surgery now and plan to run it anonymously to the passenger's office later. This is kind of manipulation, right? This looks correct on ethical grounds, but this is not, dignified. So we'll not do this. Not be. Contact the passenger immediately, return the wallet, hoping for a reward. Hoping for a reward. Now the problem is, passenger is rude. He might say तूने पैसे निकाल लिए और 50,000 नहीं थे यहाँ पे तो 1 लाख थे या 60,000 थे या और चीजें. A lot of things can happen, so it's better not to contact the passenger immediately. Um, but let's see, if we don't have a better option, we'll go for C. Okay. D. Donate the money to different charity to clear his conscience, but don't return it to the road man. यार इससे बेटर खुद ही रख लेता चैरिटी देने से. अच्छा, वो खुद गरीब है, उसके पास पैसे नहीं है, चैरिटी क्या करेगा? अपना पेट नहीं भरा तो बस आप बाहर का पेट नहीं भर सकते, राइट? सो डी इज टोटली अ काइंड ऑफ कॉजालिटी पे इसका प्रॉब्लम है. इंटायर कॉजालिटी इज बैड हियर, right? Now coming to E, leave the wallet at the nearest police station to avoid dealing with the road passenger directly. That's a better option actually. In this way, he will return. It'll be ethically appropriate and also respect his dignity because contacting passenger might he will again get rude. Better to give it to the police cops, right? Next one. Ram calls the passenger. The passenger demands the wallet back and offers a meager ₹100 tip. Ram is desperate. What should he do? Refuse to return the wallet until a fair reward of 50,000 is promised. 50,000 रुपए थे पूरा. ये तो मतलब ये this is foolishness. And sometimes in decision making, we discussed about so many things. We discussed about ethics, integrity, status quo, um, absurdity. We discussed about manipulation, multiple things. We didn't discuss about one thing. You know what? Stupidity. Alright. 50,000 दो तभी वापस वॉलेट करोगे तो करेगा वॉलेट का. दिस इज स्टूपिडिटी, राइट? इसको हटा देते हैं. ओके. Return the wallet, accept the ₹100, ask his friends for a loan. यही बेस्ट लग रहा है फिलहाल तो. Let's read C also. Return the wallet but politely explain his daughter's situation, appealing to the man's humanity. Why to appeal to this man's humanity? See, just because he saw 50,000 rupees inside it, 50,000 might be with other people also, the people who are his friends, maybe. Right. So, talking to this man who was just a passenger is not a great idea. So, he should not do that. Threaten to report the passenger's rude behavior on social media unless he pays. Extreme level of manipulation. No, no, no. Take 50,000 from the wallet, return the empty wallet, claim he found it empty. This is a lot of people would have done, but this guy is really ethical. We have been given a case also. I could eliminate A, C, D easily at E also in some ways. So best is B only. Like he is like, okay, nothing happened. चला गया. 100 रुपए लिया, खत्म कर दिया बात. Ethical principle. Which ethical principle primarily dictates that Ram must return the wallet regardless of consequences? Utilitarianism, greatest good for the greatest number. Deontology, duties and rules are absolute. Hedonism, pursuit of personal pleasure, ये तो बिल्कुल नहीं उसने किया. Machiavellianism, ends justify the means, no. अगर वो ले लेता तब होता mechanism. Pragmatism, practical success is the goal. उसने practical success is the goal. Practical success would be daughter's operation. Did not happen. No, not pragmatism. It's deontology. Deontology, right? Greatest good, greatest number. यहाँ तो किसी का भी नहीं हुआ ना, इतने लोग थे ही नहीं. Deontology is the. By the way, these are such nice words. I um, hope that you guys are writing this, making the notes. How many words out of these five did you know already before me explaining them? Did you? I think no. Before we go on to the next set, I would like all of you to mark the attendance now. Novalite, yes, I was. But now, it's my own. Hmm. Akhil, yes, yes, I'm waiting already. Ayush, none. Okay, chalo. That's great for the honesty. Full marks for honesty. I can't comment on my own stream. Do you believe that? Wow. I can send emojis. I can do that. I cannot comment. Is it for real? Okay, let's go to the next one. Here we are. The school principal. I'm starting the timer now. The timer is will not be visible because I'm gonna minimize it. It's out of focus of the screen. After a minute, I'll change the slide. Yeah, next one. All right. I'll give you 15 seconds for each question once again in case you have missed out on something. Done. So let's see. The school principal scenario. You are the principal of a prestigious private school. Rohan, the son of the school's biggest donor, is caught bullying a scholarship student Amit on video. The school policy mandates immediate suspension for bullying. Rohan's father calls you, implying that if Rohan is suspended, the funding for the new library benefiting 1,000 students will stop. Amit's parents are demanding justice. Dilemma. Justice for one versus benefit for all. Let's see. First, what is the most principled course of action? A. Suspend Rohan immediately as per policy, regardless of the funding threat. Principle तो यही सबसे अच्छा है. Suspend कर दो. आगे give Rohan a stern warning instead of suspension to save the library funding. Stern warning, Rohan will do it again, right? This is kind of he will not he will do it again. He needs to be punished for a while. B is eliminated. Coming to C, suspend both Rohan and Amit to show neutrality and confuse the narrative. Confuse the narrative, that is manipulation, not done. Ask Amit's parents to withdraw the complaint in exchange for a higher scholarship. This is like, this is kind of a school. If does that, then Amit's parents might talk to people and a bad name will be, it's bad for reputation of school. So that is not a great, and also it's not principled, right? Delay the decision until library funding check clears, then suspend Ronan. पर करना तो वैसे ये चाहिए जो ई में लिखा हुआ है, बट ये कर नहीं सकते. सस्पेंड रोहन एज अ पॉलिसी, ए इज द बेस्ट चॉइस. आगे देखते हैं. द पेरेंट्स थ्रेट. वैसे मैं ई वाला मजाक में बोल रहा था, ठीक है, सीरियसली मत लेना इस बात को. Rohan's father threatens to go to the school board and to have you fired. How do you respond? How do you respond? Apologize and revoke the suspension immediately. That is again the same thing. The reason why we rejected other options in the first question, the same reason, reject A as well. Document the threat and the bullying evidence and present to the board proactively. It's like the same thing. What Rohan did to Amit, Rohan's dad is going to do with you. B looks a great choice. Okay, bullying evidence. Now you might think that this is not ethical to take someone video without them knowing. Okay, probably. Let's see क्या बोलता है. Offer to resign if he spares the funding for the library. Mm, this is against your own what? You also need a job, right? You won't do that. Threaten to leak the bullying video to the media if he tries to fire you. This is proper manipulation. This is unethical. Threatening someone. Try to compromise by suspending Rohan for only 1 day instead of the Senate week. In this way, Amit's parents would not be satisfied because that is not the correct course of action. Essentially, document the threat because the board is the one which decides who stays and who does not. Okay, so if the donor is trying to threaten the principal, then it's not great for the school. So the board will decide. It's better to board to decide because that is the most, I would say, the best authority to decide. So we'll go for B. Next, to prevent this in the future. Long. अच्छा एक चीज तुम नोटिस कर रहे हो मैंने ऊपर क्या लिखा हुआ है. ये सारे के सारे यहाँ पे ना, if you are noticing it, I hope you are. Disciplinary action, parents threat, long term policy, ये ZAT में नहीं लिखा रहेगा. Okay, it's for the presentation purpose. prevent this in the future, what policy change is needed? Create a separate disciplinary track for VIP students. Stop accepting donations from parents of current students. This is not done. Donation trust hota hai. There's a trust. Okay, trust accepts donations. Okay. Establish an independent disciplinary committee involving parents and teachers to remove bias. Independent committee, पेरेंट्स भी हैं, टीचर्स भी हैं, तो बायस होगा ही नहीं. बेसिकली सी all protagonists, there is a classic case in the checkpoint list that I told you, right? In the checkpoint, I told you protagonists. All the protagonists are involved here, and everyone has the power, everyone has the control. And now, whatever will come will be everyone will be amicably um, accept this, right? So C looks best for now. So A is eliminated. Coming to B, D, ban smartphones to prevent recording of bullying incidents. That is again, this is going against the entire thing. Whatever happens, there's no record. Make the anti-bullying policy flexible based on students. Obviously not. So we'll go for C. Every party is benefited. Coming to next one. Retail discount. The timer starts. Oh, yeah, Ayush. There is a pinned comment. The people, this what we are doing over here, we do it in the cohort. We don't have batches, we have cohorts. So one cohort, maximum people is 100. And uh, in case someone wants to be part of the cohort, there is a link over there. You can just join it from there by subscribing to it. All right. Anyone who is not a part of the cohort. You know what's a cohort? I'll ask you after this. I had plans to do 15 sets, right? As I messaged in the WhatsApp. Second question again. Yeah. the third question in case someone wants to see the first question. Here we go. Okay, what's your answers? What are your answers? Yes, that is true. Yes, B schools. So I want to make people, students feel that they are already in the B schools. Okay, chalo, let's do this one. Scenario: you are a store manager at a fashion brand. A loyal customer who visits weekly demands a 20% discount coupon that is strictly for first time customers only. The system technically allows an override, but it's flagged as a policy violation. She is making a scene at the counter, holding up a long queue. If you deny her, you lose a loyalist. If you agree, you break policy and set a bad precedent. Dilemma: policy adherence versus customer lifetime value. Let's see. Here we go. The queue is getting angry. What is the best immediate reaction? Loudly tell the customer she's wrong to embarrass her into silence. Now this loudly, no, यार ये तो बहुत गंदी बात है. You are basically, customer lifetime value पे you are hitting it. So A is obviously not the immediate reaction. Give the discount immediately to clear the queue and avoid conflict. This can be a good one, but okay, this is basically going against the policy adherence. Okay, let's see. C. Politely pull her to the side, explain the policy, offer her a different loyalty perk, for example, free points. That is a better idea. So this way, you're not even overriding the policy and also making your loyal customer happy. C is a better choice. I'll eliminate B now. Close the counter, ask the other customers to move to a different lane. This is again, kind of now just for one loyalist, you are losing so many loyalists, right? D is not the correct choice. Tell her you will call the police if she doesn't leave. This is threatening. We'll go for C. Best possible choice, right? Next one. She argues, I have spent 1 lakh here this year. New customers spent nothing. This is unfair. Is she right? Yes, override the system, give the discount, business logic trumps, rigid rules. Now that new customers, probably they will also spend maybe more than 1 lakh. Who knows? So we'll eliminate A. No, rules are rules. Deny it to maintain consistency for all. Deny it. There's too strong a statement. You will lose a loyal customer. Not done. Yes, but ask her to sign up with a fake email to make it technically legal. This could be done. Okay, I'll put a question mark. But this kind of manipulation, थोड़ा सा manipulation है ना? ठीक है, देखते हैं. No, explain that the new customer acquisition cost justify the discount, which loyalty doesn't need. Well, this is a purely technical thing. Okay, customer acquisition cost, which is an absolute truth, is transparency. I'll go for D. I'll eliminate C now. Looking for E, give a discount from your own pocket to say this. This is again stupidity. We'll go for D. So basically, you know what? One thing I want you to understand when I'm choosing the options, I'm not saying that this is totally correct. Did you see that? Except few very, kind of the sitters or very obvious ones, I always say I'm eliminating this because I have a better option. Did you understand that? Right? So I am always thinking about an option which is as close as possible. If not the closest, then as close as possible. This is something you need to understand. Okay, Sunidhi, customer acquisition cost. You understand that? No? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something. When you acquire a customer, there are a lot of overheads going to that. If it's a digital marketing, then you sign up. So basically, let's say someone runs an ad. In my case, I'm running an ad through which you look at Gradskool, XAT course, you try to enroll. The moment you click on that, maybe my 500 rupees are lost. Okay. That is a customer acquisition cost. Then I acquire you, then other overheads also, just to talk to you. I, let's say, spend 5 minutes talking to you, that's 5 minute salary. So all those things are overheads. So basically, to acquire a customer, you need to lose something. You need to lose some money in different ways. And that is why the customer acquisition cost justifies the discount. Okay, because now discount is also customer acquisition. So basically, if I want to acquire a customer, I am putting discounts, right? हाँ अंकित ठीक है. So that is what this means. Now coming to next one, staff training. The junior staff is watching. What message does giving the discount send? That rules don't matter if you yell loud enough. Okay. Mm-hmm. Customer satisfaction is the ultimate goal, requiring flexibility. Manager is weak, avoids conflict. System is flawed, needs hacking. Rich customers get special treatment. What do you think? Junior staff is watching. अगर डिस्काउंट दे दिया गया तो उस औरत को चिल्लाना जस्टिफाई हो जाएगा. So this is what the message that the junior staff will receive. It will be A. Not rich customers. So Nidhi don't know if she is rich or not. एक साल में 1 लाख खर्चा किया है, आपको नहीं पता नया कस्टमर जो आया है वो एक ही दिन में 1 लाख खर्चा कर दे. You don't know rich customers. It's just that a loyal customer. Because she's coming for a year, she must have spent a lakh. Probably there was some marriage going on in her family. That's why she might have spent a lakh. Or maybe she's, what, there are multiple reasons for that, right? So डिस्काउंट दे देने से ये मालूम पड़ेगा कि भाई कोई चिल्ला के बोलेगा तो ये रूल वो हो जाएगा, ब्रेक हो जाएगा. Now coming to B, customer satisfaction is the ultimate goal, requiring flexibility. Is this the message it will be they'll send? Not really. Why? You know why? Because this now, Abhi, I'll tell you what. Yeah, Arithro. Junior staff, that means you'll have to assume. Here you can assume. If it's a staff, it's trained, right? It's trained on what? On principles, rules, ethics, a lot of other things, which we train the staff on. All right. So now it says if you give the discount and you have already been trained that there are rules. See, first of all, what do we have here? Policy adherence. That means policy should be adhered at any cost. At any cost. So if it is at any cost, then customer satisfaction, it doesn't mean the customer comes and says, oh, bro, you run a dance for me, sing a song to me, then only I'll buy. So customer satisfaction cannot be the ultimate goal. Getting it? Getting it? It's too generic a statement. वो बोलती तुम आके यहाँ पे नाच कर दो मेरे सामने तो मैं कर लूंगी, ठीक है तो. That's not the ultimate goal, right? So if she gives the discount, the message that they will get is like, okay, we have been trained on so many things, but there is someone who comes and yells loud enough and the rules are broken, right? That is the thing. This might be something which can be, you can skip in the real set if something like this comes up. Okay. I have more PYQs. Should we start that? Or do we do it? Because this is not the last DM session. We already done a lot. Normally in a DM session, people do 5 to 6. We have done a lot already. Okay, and this session also had three 3 point checks and other things. All that stuff was there. We're done close to, I think, 7 के बाद 10 sets कर चुके हैं हम लोग, right? So if you guys want to sleep, काफी कर लिया है. मतलब इस तरह करने में दिमाग थोड़ा सा वो भी होगा, थकेगा. I'm pretty sure about that. You tell me. Because I am cool. I am cool this way also. I can teach for the entire night. Let's call it a day. Okay. 10 sets already. 10 sets is a lot. It's like two classes already happened in one. All right, guys. अंकित बिल्कुल गलत हो सकता है ठीक है एनीवेज सो गाइस टेल मी व्हाट um यार इतनी ज्यादा मेहनत करी गई है इन स्लाइड्स के पीछे कंटेंट के पीछे आई डोंट नो you know it or not, the content has been made by me, not just the slides that you see, the visual appeal, even the content. Okay, so it has to be thought a lot, obviously. Uh, so it's not that I'm saying that just to kind of take some brownie points. My ultimate aim to tell you this is that um, if I do not do it, I will not do 10 sets. I do only five sets. This is the thing I will lose, right? The thing that I'm doing it here because there's a reason for that. The reason is that in CAT I had only 20 days to train you guys, and I did it through various things. Some random things were there, depending on what you said. I taught that. But this time, that it's basically I know the 30 days are there, and I know almost all of you. So, and even personal at personal levels, most of you are not personal levels. So I somehow feel that for some of you, and this is not I'm doing it for drama or emotion, there's reality because some people I've talked to them and it's the I would say the last chance, and the last chance is that, and that is a great college. And I have seen a lot of people who got 70 percentile in CAT but actually got XLI. The reason was that those guys were not great in one section of CAT. Here, the thing is, QATI is one, VALR is one. So basically, if you get verbal ability, not logical reasoning, verbal ability, and so on. So sectional and also set time limits are not there. That is the reason that I always felt like, okay, let's train them for a while. And this on record, I'm saying, you know what, my customer acquisition cost is what? So you asked CSE, it's close to 1,000 rupees, including all the taxes. So I have made it free for half the people already. And those who are paying for the mocks goes to the service provider directly. Nothing comes to me. So I'm doing this out of financial loss, a lot of other losses. So the thing is, I want to set an example that I'm a person. I'm just a person. Don't have to treat me like a teacher, Guruji, God, goat. No, I am, that is something which, okay, that's your love. I accept that. Sometimes you do, but that is not required. What is required that you learn from me, not just the things that I'm teaching you. You learn the grit, determination, and the hard work. If I can do this for my startup, you should do this for your future. Future depends on this. Okay. So learn that apart from the obvious things that you are learning. Okay, then. All right. Bye bye. Take care. Good night. We'll see you again. See each other again tomorrow at 9. And this will be happening inside the ecosystem of grad school. Bye bye. Yeah. I just want more sets. There'll be more editions coming soon. Yeah, give it all out. 1 month, one exam. That is what. Just be there, be um, the wolves who are always hungry. Okay, be that. Nothing else matters.